You know, if it was, I don't know, Paraguay or Uruguay even, if it was Guatemala, I'd be nervous.
Respect your opponents.
Canada.
Respect your opponent.
Canada.
We have our day. We'll talk about this tomorrow.
Halala, 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 bafana, bafana, halala, bafana, bafana, halala, bafana, bafana. Oh, Nkosi yami.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
You bunch of winners. You bunch of winners. Listen, there's no shout out today. Bafana Bafana have done it. The final whistle was blown. The nerves are over. It's time to celebrate our boys. And I want to hear about how you watched the game. Were you really on the edge of your seat? Were you one of those who kept switching it off and looking away? So I woke up and I watched quite a lot of the first half. And it was at that point that I thought, okay, I can't. My nerves are shot. I'm alone in the house. And I couldn't. The dogs thought I was going absolutely mad. And I thought, okay, I'm going to use the start of the second half to drive to the office so that by the time I get to the office, I will know what has happened. That was what I thought I was going to do. And then we scored that goal. And then I was in pieces. I was in utter pieces. But it was only in the last, I would say, 20 minutes of the game that I had to drive to the office. I simply could not do it alone. And by the time I got here, I think we had about 5 minutes and then that 6 minutes of extra time. That's how I watched the game. There were times I didn't want to know. There were times I wanted to know. There were times I didn't want to know. There were times I wanted to know. Muteo Kharipe?
I was sitting on a small plastic chair, my my child's chair. I couldn't sit on the sofa. I couldn't relax. I was sitting in my slippers. I actually came with the slippers to work because I forgot.
You forgot to wear the shoes.
I forgot. I was buzzing, man. You know, that last 15 minutes had me glued to the screen because we all of a sudden started defending, and South Korea was coming at us in waves, and I was
counter.
Oh man!
Right? Put it beyond any doubt.
Sure, I wanted a second goal, but I'm happy with the result. We're playing like ourselves. We're confident on the ball. We're calmer. And I'm glad that we're in the second round, which is, I think, the first time for South Africa, which
in our
is
history.
Special for the squad. We'll also get to see Teboho going to play again, so I'm quite very, very happy about that.
Because those yellow cards,
they fall away
in the second round. Amo, you're a football lover yourself. Were you on the edge of your seat?
I was, well, to be very honest with you, I was still preparing myself. So I was watching on my small screen on my phone while I was, preparing
Getting
myself
ready,
to leave the house. And I saw how Tapelo was urging for that goal. So that first goal that he scored was not his first try. He had been trying many times.
Yeah.
And to see him finally get that goal behind the net, I was just like, oh my goodness, this is so beautiful. And of course, then when really had to be substituted and leave the game, he went out so slow. I was like, it's fine, take your time to come out of the pitch, it's okay.
So listen, today there are no Pirates, no Chiefs,
no.
Although Masan Dawana can claim a little bit more than the rest of us, right, in terms of this celebration. He's from the Vaal, he's from Sebokeng. He's only 22 years old. If you want to celebrate Bafana Bafana, send us a WhatsApp voice note, 072-702-1702. We're going to be speaking to the great Maps Maponyane a little after 7 o'clock, reflecting on this victory. We'll probably throw in one or two other former greats of Bafana Bafana just to take this moment in. We've made history. I said Marks Maponyane, right? What did I say?
Said Maps.
Marks, the father. Not the son.
Yes! I've been praying so that you can start the show with Chibobo. Yes! Thank you, Bongs. Thank you, 702 lenders. We are in round of 32, baby. Funo in Boxburg. Go, Bafana, go!
You with Bongani Bingwa.
702 weekday mornings, 6 to 9 a.m.
On our menu today, of course, we'll also be speaking about the scourge that has become online gambling. Many South Africans unable to afford groceries, skipping even if they can. Some are not paying their rent on time just to keep betting. We've even heard of horror stories of people who have sold their properties because they think they can strike it rich with online gambling. This has become quite a challenge. We'll be speaking to a market researcher and founder of Yazi, Timothy Tragus, around how many South Africans are falling victim to this. And we're also celebrating 30 years of the South African Constitution, from struggle to supremacy.
Let's walk the talk.
702.
It's 6:15. Mateo Haripe, no doubt you've got a question of your own.
Yeah, my question this morning is really around, are you a person that likes plugging people when you find a new dig, a new restaurant?
Yes.
You give off the information,
Yes.
or you like to gatekeep some of these things to yourself because you're like, this is a great find and I don't want to tell anyone about it.
Nah, it depends on what it is. But in general, my society of people, friends, associates, people I hang around with, oh, absolutely.
You're the plug.
Oh, absolutely. I
Amo?
want to be.
Yeah, I'd like to think that I am. If I find something that works, if I found yeah, and I like sharing information and things, so I do think that I'm open towards doing that.
I think there are some places that I've gate kept
Yeah.
because they were blessed for me and I didn't want it to be packed all of a sudden. So yeah, I'm one of those guys. I will plug you if it's like a special or something. But if I find a nice restaurant hidden away in a garden somewhere, I'm gonna take my time with it.
See, my thing is I want it to stay open. I don't want it to go under because not enough people knew about it. So that's kind of
Catch-22.
yeah,
for me,
that's what
yeah.
I'm thinking about. Is I want as many people to keep coming here so we can keep this place going because it is just so good. And presumably, if you like it that much, you
Yeah.
go often enough that when you make the call to say, "Hey, do you have a table?" They'll say, "For you,
There's our guy.
for you."
702.
Weather.
6:16, this weather report brought to you by Subaru. The weather doesn't change the sky, it changes the road. Good thing you can trust Subaru to take you there. Well, a partly cloudy day in store for Gauteng, even though our emotions, our hearts, our minds are all sunny and bright. Joburg starting at 6 degrees, peaking at 21. Your max in Pretoria will be 23, 22 for Eniging. A partly cloudy morning expected for Cape Town, but also a max of 21 degrees, 22 for Mahikeng. Gqeberha 19, East London 23, and Durban 25.
Some mornings, the world feels uncertain. The sky turns, the road changes, and then there's that feeling. The quiet grip of the road beneath you, the calm in every turn. It's not just how it drives, it's how it takes care of you and the people you love. And somewhere between the first drop of rain and the road ahead, you realize you've fallen in love. Subaru carries you through life's weather. Fall in love with Subaru's all-weather confidence. Book a test drive on subaru.co.za.
EWN Traffic.
6:17. Let's have a look at the roads. Amo, lots of people hooting on my way here to work this morning in the traffic.
Yeah.
That was about a good 2 hours or so ago. How are the roads looking now?
Well, Bongani, we have hectic delays on the roads. Unfortunately, this is due to an accident in the Parktown area along the Maekwan North. It happened right after Empire Road. Delays from Boyson's Road, so please try to avoid this backlog. It's causing about a 30-minute hold-up already. If you are traveling on the M2 West, bumper traffic as well between Elof Street and the Crown turn-off. There's also queuing traffic on the N3 North between the Earlands Interchange and Van Buren Road. That's due to roadworks there. I'll have more traffic updates, but if you see anything else, we are on X at EWN Traffic.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
So the other day I get this call from an insurance company, and they asked me if I knew what their third-party policy entails. I said, third party? Whoa, big dog. I haven't even been invited to the first one yet. And they just put down the phone. I don't get it.
Don't get that insurance. Get Pineapple. It's easy to get and online. Pineapple FSP 48650 is underwritten by Omart Insure Limited, a licensed non-life insurer and authorized FSP. T's and C's apply.
We needed cardboard, glue and tape for ancient history. But now we've built a pyramid with flashing LEDs. The dog's paw calls like Pharaoh and there's glitter on the floor. How did we end up here? Well, it's the crazy store.
That's crazy, crazy. That's the crazy store. Went in for one small thing, came out with so much more.
The crazy store. Hey, you never know what you might find.
Hi South Africa, I'm Michael Owen. If you appreciate world-class sport and a great occasion, the Hollywood Bets Durban July is the place to be. The theme for 2026 is Country Allure, which sees the rustic style of the countryside meet the cosmopolitan cool of the city. On Saturday, the 4th of July, it all comes together at Hollywood Bets Greyville, Africa's greatest horse racing and social event. I'll see you there.
The Global Entrepreneurship Congress Africa returns to Cape Town from 16 to 17 September 2026. The continent's largest Pan-African platform brings together investors, policymakers, and entrepreneurs. GEC Plus Africa is powered by African Bank in partnership with the Western Cape Government, Microsoft, Amazon, Telkom, 22 on Sloan, and more. Register on gecafrica.co. GEC Plus Africa. Connecting Africa.
FNB Private has just been named South Africa's best private bank at the prestigious Euromoney Global Private Banking Awards 2026. And to unpack what that means, 702 is going to be in conversation with FNB Private for a 3-part series exploring ideas, values, and the strategies behind one of banking's highest honors. Each week, John Polman will go deeper into the award itself, sustainability, and investment, with the experts driving FNB's private vision forward. Catch 702 in conversation with FNB Private every Thursday afternoon with John Polman on 702. FNB Private, your long-term wealth partner.
702.
Add your voice.
Have your say.
Let's walk the talk.
Bongs and the South Africans, Canada, we coming to beat you. We going to beat you, Canada. Bafana Siavena. Halala.
Halala, Bongani. Hey, no calculators required this time. We're going to the knockouts, Baba. We were watching, the entire family in the little sevens were sitting there watching and celebrating brilliance. But you, Bongani, you are right. Canada, I will show them flames, Bongani. It feels like a Friday. Woo! Celebrations all the way.
Let's go! What a moment to be alive! Bafana!
Start your day with Bongani Bingwa
on 702. Let's walk the
Oh
talk.
man. And do you have any superstitions, by the way, around Bafana? So I've got both the green jersey and the yellow jersey, but my superstition now is when I wear the green one is when they win, or at least do well. When I wore the yellow one, it was the Mexico game.
My one is if I'm not bothered to follow the training sessions or to look on social media and to pay attention to their preparations, they do well.
Muteo?
Same. Don't make them too nervous. Don't give them too much attention. Let them do the business.
Let them go shop at the
yeah,
luxury
go to
boutiques,
LV
leave them
stores,
alone.
do things they like.
What's your Bafana superstition, and has it worked this morning?
You're with Bongani Bingwa.
702 weekday mornings, 6 to 9
All right,
a.m.
23 after 6, things you need to know at this hour. Iran is celebrating the end of the conflict in the Middle East, they say. Officials describing the agreement reached with the United States as a declaration of America's defeat. The deal signed last week brings, of course, an end to the war that erupted on the 28th of February after the U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran. And as the country marks the end of the conflict, attention is also turning now to a period of national mourning. Iranian authorities have announced 3 public holidays in Tehran to coincide with the funeral ceremonies of the late Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. State television reports that the farewell ceremonies and prayers will take place at Tehran's Grand Mosala on the 4th and 5th of July, with the funeral scheduled for the 6th of July. Government and much of public life in the capital are expected to pause as the nation bids farewell to one of its most influential figures. Here's a question. If I didn't say it about you or even to you when you were still alive, ought I say it when you're dead? Can I say it when you die? Effectively, the estate of the late R&B singer Whitney Houston have called the talk show host mogul Oprah Winfrey a liar. See, Oprah has been in France being honored at the Cannes Lionheart Award ceremony for using her platform to do good. And she told a story about the differences between audiences in 2026 and when she was still hosting her talk show in 2009. It was the season opening interview. Whitney Houston had finally come off drugs. She'd recorded a new album. It was a global moment. And they shot it over a couple of days. First, the interview and Whitney performing in front of a live studio audience. And Oprah revealed at Cannes this year that in the first interview, the first recording date, Whitney Houston was fine. She was clean. She was off the drugs. Believable. When she had to come back for the recording of the performance in front of her audience, she at some point tumbled and fell whilst performing on stage. And Oprah says she believes it was because Houston was high on drugs. Obviously, we know she battled addiction for a very long time. And Oprah says she asked her audience members not to film, and if they had, not to disseminate any of the images from Whitney Houston falling, because if they had done so, it would have ruined her career at the time. And so a lot of people are asking the question, if you wanted to protect her when she was alive, why aren't you protecting her now? If I didn't say it when you were alive, can I say it when you go? Israeli forces have killed over 20,000 children and injured 44,000 more, says a damning new report by the United Nations. The Commission of Inquiry on the Occupied Territory in Israel says it has found irrefutable evidence with regards to the deliberate targeting and killing of Palestinian children. It says this has continued even after the October 2025 ceasefire, and it's found the use of torture, including sexual and gender-based violence, and the targeting of infrastructure essential to children, such as orphanages, healthcare, and education facilities. Children constitute 30% of all those killed in the occupied territories since the war began. I want you to listen to one of the commissioners of this inquiry. He's an Australian human rights lawyer. He's looked at this kind of thing before. He tells the story of what has been happening. His name is Chris Sidoti. He is, as I say, one of the commissioners of this International Commission of Inquiry.
A 14-year-old boy. He was shot by an Israeli military patrol as he was leaving his house. But at the time, there had been no fighting taking place. He was shot, badly injured, and was lying on the ground. He was surrounded by a company of Israeli soldiers who were chatting and probably some of them smoking over a period of 45 minutes while this 14-year-old boy bled to death. As the mother sought to leave the house to go to the child to rescue him, or she was shot at by the Israeli military patrol.
He goes on to have questions for the Israeli public based on what this report has found.
I have 3 questions today for Israeli people. Through this press conference, I want to speak to them directly. What kind of people are your soldiers who would allow a 14-year-old child to bleed to death over a 45-minute period? What kind of people are your military leaders that would inculcate a culture that soldiers feel free to do this, acting with total impunity? What kind of people are your leaders when they give orders, they make statements that encourage this kind of conduct? Not merely permit it, but encourage it.
And it was on this day in June 2009, the world was stunned. The music fell silent. The king of pop, Michael Jackson, passing away at the age of 50 following a cardiac arrest. An investigation later found out that Jackson's death had been caused by a lethal combination of medications administered by his personal physician, one Conrad Murray. The tragedy sent shockwaves across the globe, triggering an outpouring of grief from millions of fans and dominating headlines for weeks.
702.
The newspapers.
Let's have a quick look at the papers. Sfisa Zulu. There's only really one story in South Africa at the moment. Bafana.
Yeah. I'm looking at China this morning. It just reclaimed the title of the world's most powerful supercomputer for the first time since 2017. Their machine, which is the kind that can discover new medicines, predict the weather, and train AI, has been 20% faster than the previous American champion. And apparently the US has been blocking China from accessing the advanced chips these machines normally run on. And experts now say it's an impressive achievement for China, because it is now on the front runner of being the broader AI developers.
There you go. Lost my place there in terms of my button. I've got an international story too, and Adam Gilchrist will give us more details about it. Is it just a ball, or is it? At first glance, you might think of it as just an old, worn-out football, but it's no ordinary one, but a 500-year-old survivor with a story that stretches from the bedroom of Mary, Queen of Scots. It is the world's oldest known soccer ball, and it's traveled all the way from Scotland to Florida in the US for this World Cup. Nice. Adam Gilchrist will tell us more about it in the World View.
EWN Business.
All right, Muteo says, do you give places that you've discovered, things that you've discovered, specials, life hacks, trendy eateries, the plug, or do you keep it all to yourself?
Well, a lot of South Africans, Bongani, have been looking to lose weight, and there's been quite the plug there in Pretoria. A local pharmacy in Pretoria is in hot water with weight loss drug producers Novo Nordisk. Now, the pharmacy has been the hottest plug for South Africans looking to get their hands on weight loss medicines for reasonable prices. This week, the Gauteng division of the High Court in Pretoria ruled that Idexis and its director must immediately stop compounding, supplying, and marketing semaglutide-based products pending the outcome of a regulatory process and potential review proceedings. Now, Novo Nordisk, the Danish drug maker behind the blockbuster brands Ozempic and Wegovy, had argued that Idexis was unlawfully selling unregistered semaglutide medicines and competing in the lucrative weight loss market. So they've been
They found the formula.
They made their own version, own version, and they've been competing with them and actually selling more than Wegovy.
Or Ozempic.
So I was selling about 85,000 of them a month from that Pretoria pharmacy. So that's why
somebody blabbed.
Somebody blabbed. There was a plug, and somebody blabbed where they found it. Clearly more affordable than the two other options, and selling like hotcakes. And now Novo Nordisk wants to stop that.
What's that old gospel song? Well, I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but I couldn't keep it to myself. Where's the rand?
16 Rand 55 against the US dollar, 18 Rand 80 against the euro, 21 Rand 80 cents against the British pound. Price of gold at $3,989 an ounce. It's lower this morning. Platinum at $1,571. Brent crude also going lower at $72 a barrel. More business after 7.
Swiso Zulu at the news desk. It's an F for local government.
That's right, Bongani. According to Auditor General Tsakani Maluleke, she says out of all the categories in local government, the big metro municipalities have gone backwards with no improvements. Maluleke yesterday briefed the Cooperative Government Committee on the municipal audits for the last financial year ending in June 2025. She says, while some of the big metros have submitted quality financial statements, there are still red flags around procurement, like in the city of Cape Town, which got an unqualified audit with findings. Babalon Denza reports.
Tsakani Maluleke says metros are regressing even on housing, with a lot of them struggling to deliver projects on time. Maluleke said internal controls in metros like Cape Town require attention, especially around supply chain management. Entities of the city of Joburg are also a cause for concern, with unqualified audits with findings. She says the 8 metros warrant special attention because they hold 54% of the expenditure budget of local government.
Unfortunately, what we're seeing is that of all the categories of municipalities, metros are going backwards. Local municipalities have improved on a net basis. Intermediate cities have improved. District municipalities have improved on a net basis. Metros are going backwards.
But Maluleke commended the country's 257 municipalities for achieving a 98% submission rate of their finances for the first time. Babalo Ndenze, Eyewitness News.
The taxi industry says it will not participate in planned protests against undocumented foreign nationals next Tuesday. Several civic organizations are expected to demonstrate across the country, calling for undocumented foreign nationals to leave the country. But Santaco's President Abna Tsebe says their taxis will be operating normally.
I think it was all over social media, the attitude of our drivers regarding the march and march. There was a pushback from our drivers to say they are not part of this. They would want business to continue as usual. Now we are bringing out an official statement from the Santaco office. So we can assure you that yes, our members and our drivers, they want to work. So we are officially saying it's business as usual.
Meanwhile, Western and Eastern Cape Police are set to outline their readiness for the planned protest. Provincial top bosses will hold separate media briefings today to outline security plans and measures to maintain public order. At the same time, Acting Police Minister Firoz Kachalia has urged organisers to ensure their protests remain lawful and peaceful.
But I feel that the police are ready, given the responsibility and the urgency and the professionalism with which they've responded to this.
And Venezuela's interim leader has declared a state of emergency after two massive earthquakes caused the buildings in the capital to crumble and forced the closure of the country's main airport. The quakes triggered panic in the capital and drove people into the streets. It's not clear if there have been any fatalities. A partly cloudy day in store for Gauteng today. The temperatures are at lows of 5 and 6 degrees, peaking at highs between 21 and 23.
And in the traffic, we've got an accident reported in the city of Tshwane heading towards Linwood. It's right on the N1 North. It happened just before Atterbury Road. It is causing delays. And then if you're traveling in Joburg or leaving Joburg, we've got that major incident on the M1 North after Oxford Road. A bus is stuck on the road. Please be on the lookout. They try to use St. Andrews Road to avoid the backlog.
The top story this hour, the Auditor General says out of all the categories in local government, the big metros in the country have gone backwards with no improvements.
That's Fani before he got naked. Fani's insurance premium went up for no reason, irritating him more than when the boys ignored the really funny meme he posted in the group chat. What? So Fani got naked. He got comprehensive car insurance and a way lower premium in seconds on the Naked app. Go Fani. Get a car and home insurance quote now at naked.insure and see how much you can save when you get naked. Naked Financial Technology is an authorized FSP. Get naked.
Breaking news. Motorists are bracing themselves for even more fuel price hikes in June.
Or prepare differently. BYD hybrid vehicles use up to 70% less fuel than normal cars. And BYD fully electric vehicles, no fuel at all. Test drive the brand new BYD Atto 2 DMI plug-in hybrid this June and kiss rising fuel prices goodbye forever. Visit byd.coza or your nearest dealership. BYD, build your dreams.
This winter is a cold one, Mzansi. Keep the heat in and the cold out with Cash Build. Save on electricity and keep your home warm with our top quality ceiling insulation. Plus, upgrade to our energy efficient geysers and geyser blankets to keep your water hot for longer. Don't turn into an ice block this winter. Visit your nearest Cash Build store for quality insulation and energy efficient geysers. Cash Build.
Welcome to Nando's Taste-Testimonials.
It's the flavor!
Real reviews by real people. Dolly from Boertersig is vegetarian-ish, with a reputation to uphold. Here's what she whispered about the half chicken and a single side for $1.25.
What? I don't eat chicken, but for Nando's, I make the exception.
Well, good thing there's a salad on the side, for appearances, of course. Nando's. Oh, what a place.
Joburg is more than just a city. It's an energy, a pulse, and a feeling connecting everybody. The heart of Mzansi.
It's Joburg.
In celebration of this, 702 has partnered with Jozi My Jozi, and we're calling on you to walk through the city center with us.
Walk the talk.
In the 702 Jozi My Jozi Walk the Talk. Babise bonke. On Sunday, 26 July, we're going to the iconic Joburg CBD, the home of dream creators and operators, where we dominate and history make. So join us and be a part of something special.
I'm ready to rock this book.
Because when Joburg walks together, extraordinary things happen. Enter now on primemediaplus.com and get ready for 702 Josie My Josie Walk the Talk this July, hosted by the city of Johannesburg. Walk with the people, for the people, for our Josie. Bamise bonke. Enter Walk the Talk now on primemediaplus.com.
Coming up in the next hour, what's the question? And it's brought to you by Outsurance. 3,000 Rand in cash is up for grabs. First, 1,000 Rand for the answer. WhatsApp us your name and an answer based on anything you heard in the show to 072 702 1702. Then someone else will frame a question to get to that answer, and for their troubles, they'll win 2,000 Rand. SMS out to 45142 now, and you could save on your car insurance.
702.
WhatsApp Bongani on 072
702 1702.
Morning, Bongs and team. Yo, what an electrifying moment, morning, and all that. So, my wife and I were up. We watched the first half, and then at halftime, we were like, yo, is this it? But we're like, no, we're not giving up. When that goal came, we were so happy, jumping up and down. And when the final whistle blew off, we went to go wake up the kids. And yeah, everybody in the house wanted, all jumping. And that's how our morning started. So the family's happy, the kids are happy. We all are over the moon. Have a beautiful day, South Africa. It's Motusi and family. Cheers.
My morning bongs, Obre and Fosloras. One, my superstition for Bafana ne? They must play in the early hours. And it mustn't be weekend. So that the bars mustn't be full for celebration and stuff. Because if there's a lot of celebration, the bars are full and stuff. So if they can play every day, whenever they are playing, 3 a.m., 1 a.m. at night, so that we are sleeping when we wake up, or whoever manages to wake up, then things will go right. If they can play on a Saturday or a Friday to 7 o'clock, the bar is full. It's bad luck. Thanks, Bongani.
I had just woken up, and 15 minutes after waking up, Bafana, Mokoena just scored. He scored as I just woke up. When Bongani, my daughter was preparing her for school, and we were ululating. The energy in Protea North was crazy. People were hooting. Yes. People were hooting. People came out of their homes. Oh, the spirit of Soweto, the spirit of South Africa. It was amazing. Well done, boys. We're extremely proud of you. Good job for making it.
Good morning, Bongani.
How are you feeling? Where did you watch the game? For me, it was the last 6 minutes. That extra time that was added, right? My nerves were okay until, regulation time. But that extra 6 minutes. Whew, I'm alive.
EWN Sport.
This EWN Sport brought to you by Checkers. The savings scoreboard keeps climbing. The Checkers XXL Savings Championship brings you 150 million Rand in weekly savings only at Checkers. Cindy Paluta. History has been made.
What should we start with this morning? Where should we go?
Oh, scratch my head.
I wonder what the top story of the day is. Isn't it just such an exciting and wonderful feeling, and a continuous and constant reminder of how sport is just so important as a culture in our country. It is just phenomenal. And maybe you've just switched on the radio because you only listen to Cindy Sport. But Bafana are through to the knockouts of the World Cup for the first time in the country's history, beating Korea Republic 1-0. A frustrating goalless first half, must say, where Bafana had 10 shots on target. Tupelo Maseko was brought off the bench and went to work with the winner in the 63rd minute.
It's fallen once again to Maseko! And this time he sticks! Chance after chance after chance! And now the goal, and just look at the celebrations for South Africa. Their hopes reignited.
Here's the history maker, Tupelo Maseko.
It feels like a dream, but credit to all the gents, credit to everyone today, to defense. They gave their all, and this win is just for those who supported us and for those who actually didn't support us too. Because honestly, they said we have a 7% chance of getting out of the group, and yet here we are. So we're thankful for everyone. Support back home, South Africans, and yeah, we keep going.
And Coach Hugo Bruce.
You know, when you work 5 years together, then there is a connection, and it's more than coach and players. So we had so many successes, we had so many good moments that it's more than coach and players. It's nearly friends. With I as a coach who tell them what to do, and it is a fantastic combination.
Bafana runners-up from Group A will meet Canada on Sunday night at 9 p.m. South African time, while Mexico finished top of Group A. They beat Czechia 3-0. From Group C, Morocco, the second African team to advance after a 4-2 win over Haiti, going to the last 32 with table-topping Brazil, who beat Scotland 3-0. Vinicius Jr. with 2 goals there. Switzerland finished top of Group B after beating Canada 2-1. Canada still going through. They play Bafana next, despite their loss, while Qatar goes home winless after a 3-1 loss to Bosnia-Herzegovina. At the Women's T20 Cricket World Cup, England booking their place in the semi-finals. They beat the West Indies by 38 runs. Player of the match, Wyatt Hodge, with an unbeaten 65 from 42. The Proteas take on the Netherlands tonight at 7:30. Coach Mandla Mashimbi.
I think we just want to focus on how we want to play cricket, which is obviously this aggressive brand of cricket, which we haven't been doing in the past few games. And we're still obviously working towards that complete performance from a batting point of view, and hopefully maybe the next 2 games we'll get the confidence needed for us to make sure that when we go through, we are where we need to be as a batting unit.
Also today, India plays Bangladesh, and in rugby, Springbok Faf de Klerk will captain the Barbarians side against Wales at Twickenham this Saturday. Cindy Paluta, Eyewitness News Sport.
The savings scoreboard just keeps climbing. The Checkers XXL Savings Championship brings you 150 million rand in weekly savings on deals like Jacob's Kronum or Gold Instant Coffee, 200 or 230 grams, any 2 for 299 rand, save 101 rand. And Baby Soft 2-ply white or quilts toilet rolls, 18 per pack for 249 rand. Valid until 28 June, only at Checkers.
When the people of Joburg unite for 702 Josie My Josie Walk the Talk Sunday 26 July, safety will be our priority. So we'll work closely with the South African Police Service, the JMPD, private security teams, emergency services, city wardens and other key stakeholders. There's a complete and comprehensive safety plan in place every step of the way. And there's a safe park and ride to the start at Ellis Park thanks to the Gautrain and Prasa. So come along and walk the iconic inner city with us by entering on primemediaplus.com. Walk with the people, for our Josie. Babize, bonke. More on primemediaplus.com.
That's Amanda before she got naked. When the power tripped, Amanda felt more helpless than when her mom-in-law called her lasagna different. So Amanda got naked. She got car and home insurance at a lower premium and can now call an electrician anytime via the Naked app. There we go. Cover your car and home now at naked.insure and see how easy insurance can be when you get naked. Naked Financial Technology is an authorized FSP. Get naked.
Just Andalex it. Do you have a sore throat? Andalex C Oral Rinse and Spray provides targeted relief from 1 minute that lasts up to 4 hours. It reduces pain and inflammation while numbing the affected areas. It also kills viruses and bacteria that cause sore throats to help prevent serious throat infections. Andalex, South Africa's #1 choice for sore mouth and throats. For more information, speak to your healthcare professional.
Just Andalex it. Andalex, a proud sponsor of The Masked Singer Season 3.
The Brainy Kids of the Whiz Quiz.
On 702.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Oam Khotsi. I am 10 years old. I go to Sherali Primary School. I am 10 years old and I want to become an astronaut, and I am so happy to play the Whiz Quiz with Uncle Bongani.
702.
Coming up at 7:15, the big interview.
EWN Traffic.
11 to 7, the CWN Traffic brought to you by Outsurance. SMS out to 45142 and you could save on your car insurance. If you don't, ask them for 500 Rand. Amo?
Well, Bongani, we've got heavy traffic volumes on the M1 North. This is between Boysons Road and Parktown Empire Road. This is due to a bus stuck on the road right after Oxford Road, causing these heavy delays. Please use St. Andrews Road or even Empire Road if you want to avoid the backlog on the M1 North. Then traveling in Germiston, delays on the M2 east towards the Geldenhuys interchange. There's also queuing traffic in the city of Tshwane along the N1 North heading towards Linwood. This is due to an accident right near Atterbury Road, causing delays. The southerly direction of this route is also affected. I'll have more coming up. Stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
Things people stress about in traffic. Number 51. Did I use too many emojis in that text? Did I sound too eager? Oh, the mental gymnastics. Well, with the Outsurance Pointsman on your route, at least the traffic is one less thing to stress about. The Outsurance Pointsmen have been easing traffic congestion so we all get to where we need to be quickly and safely for the past 20 years. With Outsurance, you really always get something out. In partnership with 702, Outsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP.
Head to Dis-Chem for the ultimate savings this winter. Look out for the yellow label to shop Better Rewards brands in-store and online. Swipe your Better Rewards card to save 99 Rand on the Huggies size 1 to 5 extra care nappies. Now only 170 Rand and 9 cents per pack. Plus save 60 Rand on the Johnson 6-pack of extra sensitive or gentle all-over baby wipes. Now only 102 Rand 68. Offers valid until 12 July at Dis-Chem. Better health starts here.
Are your nails discolored, brittle, crumbly, or appear ragged? Are they thickened or starting to lift off their nail bed? You may have a fungal nail infection, which can lead to discomfort, limit your activities, and have a negative impact on your social life because of the embarrassment. New Turbane Nail treats fungal nail infections by directly killing the fungus. It requires no filing before application and dries in about 30 seconds once applied. Ask your pharmacist about New Turbane Nail and say goodbye to fungal nail infections.
You know when your people are giving their best, not because they're pushed or pressured, but because they feel supported. And support is making sure they're covered. So if something happens, they can get the care they need. FlexiCare Health Insurance makes it simple for every business to protect their people with affordable health cover. You care, we cover. For a tailored FlexiCare quote, speak to your financial advisor today. FlexiCare is underwritten by ANG, a licensed non-life insurer and FSP, and administered by Discovery Health, a licensed FSP.
It's your last chance to enter the Nedbank Business Ignite on 702. We're celebrating this year entrepreneurs turning personal challenge into a business that makes a real difference. You can still go to igniteyourbusiness.co.za or Prime Media Plus to enter. 200,000 Rand, but importantly, the recognition your business deserves. Nedbank, see money differently, an authorized FSP and registered credit provider.
Who is the whizziest of them all?
It's the Whiz Quiz on 702.
Up next, how do you know you have a problem? A conversation about the impact of online gambling on South Africans. In the meantime, let's play with 10-year-old Amuketswe, who once was played with us before, wants to be an astronaut later on in life. Amuketswe, you are ready to play the Whiz Quiz with us?
Yes, Uncle Bongani.
Oh, tell me, who's your favorite teacher at school?
Mr. Kumalo.
Oh, please say hi to Mr. Kumalo.
Good morning, Mr. Kumalo.
I'm sure he's wishing you all the best. KG, let's start the clock. What is 1/2 of 200?
100.
Correct. True or false? The Nile River is the longest river in the world.
True.
Correct. Which is longer, 2 hours or 90 minutes?
2 hours.
Correct. What gas do humans need to breathe to survive? Oxygen or nitrogen?
Oxygen.
Correct. Info is short for which word?
Information.
Correct. Which planet is closest to the sun?
Mercury.
Correct. What is the collective noun for dolphins? Is it a pod or is it a school?
A pod.
Correct. Complete the saying. Practice makes what?
Perfect.
Correct. On which side of the road do cars in the United States of America drive? Left or right?
Left.
It's on the right. Spell the word elephant.
ELEPHANT.
That is correct. You walk away with 9 answers. 9 answers. Oh, Amukhetwe. Oh, you were so close. You were so close to getting the 10,000 Rand, but really, really well done. An improvement, I think, from the last time when you won 600 Rand when you first played with us. Very well done. Remember, you must be aged 10 to 13 to play the Whiz Quiz.
The Brainy Kids of the Whiz Quiz.
On 702.
Current events. Developing stories.
Tough questions.
Your voice making a difference.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa.
There's a heartbreaking study that's just been released. A South African gambling impact study reported by the Business Day recently shows how increasingly online gamblers are facing real difficulties. People are skipping things like buying grocery, transport money, even rent just to keep betting. In some cases, people are borrowing money, and others, there have been even property sales just so that people could try and strike it rich. Timothy Tragus is a market researcher and the founder of Yazi, and behind this heartbreaking study. Timothy, thank you so much for your time, and welcome to 702 Breakfast.
Thank you, Bongani. Yeah, and thank you for shedding light on, I think, a very important issue in South Africa right now.
Do we really understand as ordinary folk the scale of the harm that is occurring?
No, I don't think we do. And I think there's the numbers side to it, and then there's the qualitative stories, and both are damning and devastating. We did the study because we had seen a lot of news and reporting come out about some of the damage that it was doing in the economy. And I think the numbers are quite easy to find out. I think if you just look at actually quantifying the losses against GDP, it's around 1.05% of our South African GDP. In perspective, that's much higher than any other country except for Australia, which is a bit higher. But our report and what we wanted to do was to actually go and ask people to share what's happening and what are the behaviors that are leading them to do this, and the things like how they're sacrificing to continue to bet, and how are they funding the betting and things. And so what came out was, as you said, sort of 29% of people are actually borrowing to continue to bet at certain times, and the 57% of people admit to chasing losses by placing another bet on the same day. And so I think you can hear like there's a really troubling situation that's happening right now.
Timothy, what are some of the horror stories? Because I think sometimes those really can give a much clearer picture than the numbers can.
Yeah, exactly. I think for me, the biggest standout voice note was someone that said, I put all my last money and lost it all, left my kids without winter clothes. That sort of really demonstrating the kind of sacrifice that's being made just to continue to gamble. Someone saying, last time I was playing with SASSA money, I lost all that money. I won't forget that day. Too much pain. And someone saying, I took my last money to play Aviator. I was hoping I was going to win. I lost within a minute, and that time I didn't have food to eat. I just wanted to double the amount. And that kind of illustrating the tension between hope and then despair. And I think what a lot of what we're seeing is that embedded into this behavior is the sense of hope and escape. And the real concerning stat is that 72% of people say that they don't have a problem, right? So people are speaking about this in the beginning through the survey, said that, no, this isn't an issue for me. This is just something I do. But then as we proceeded on with the survey, and as I said, we did this over WhatsApp. So that's the Yazi platform. It's a WhatsApp-based market research software that allows for people to send very qualitative stories through voice notes. And so as those voice notes came out, we started to see that although people said they don't have a problem, they clearly are illustrating and giving evidence to support that this is actually causing real harm in their lives.
Tim, is it because of the convenience of doing it online? You know, when you go to a casino, you have to drive there, you have to get into a taxi, other people see you. Nobody really knows you're doing this.
I think that's definitely part of it. At this point, we're beyond the ease and convenience. I think it's now just become very normal. And so the advertising, the the fact that you're surrounded by seeing images of Hollywood Bets and Betway and all the different platforms, and you're seeing that so many South Africans are doing it, means that it's just actually part of what you do. And I think there's a lot of momentum in this behavior that needs to actually be carefully calculated on how, as almost a marketing institution, we can try and revert some of those behaviors and illuminate some of the problems that it's causing, so that people will recognize that this isn't something that's actually going to be financially wise for most of the time.
Most platforms will say, there's always that message that, winners know when to stop. You must be 18 years or older. Is that not enough?
I don't think so. No, and there are a number of countries that are taking quite strong measures in interventions against gambling now. For example, there are some countries now, like Brazil, that are not allowing any welfare money or grant money to be spent on gambling, or anyone who's on a welfare grant, they cannot go and enter into any online gambling. There's also Australia. Next year, they actually are going to disallow any sports betting companies to market or sponsor sports teams. And then there are a host of other interventions. And so I think we can look, to the success and failures of other countries to see what is done, and look to try and emulate some of those policy changes.
What has worked elsewhere and try and implement them here. Gosh, people on SRD grants gambling their money away. That's heartbreaking. Timothy Tragus, market researcher and founder of Yazi.
702.
Coming up, the big interview.
Big interview focuses on an historic win by Bafana Bafana. They've made history in Monterrey. What happens next? What does this moment mean for South African football? We've got some legends with us.
This is EWN.
I'm feeling very excited. I think we did well after 16 years of trying.
South Africans celebrate historic World Cup victory, and
I know how it feels, but it's very difficult to explain how it feels. It's a fantastic experience.
Coach Bruce tries to find the words to express his excitement. Good morning, I'm Sfiso Zulu. South Africa's history over South Korea at the FIFA World Cup has sparked an outpouring national pride. Bafana Bafana supporters are this morning celebrating the team's historic win, going to the knockout stages for the first time in the country's history. South Africa beat South Korea 1-0 with a goal scored by Thapelo Masego. Here's Coach Bruce.
We scored that goal, and then was it 20 minutes of heart beating and hoping that the game should be as soon as possible finished. So yes, we are in the second round. It's historical, but for the guys, I'm very happy for the guys. I worked with them already near 5 years, and what we did in those 5 years is amazing.
Government has also congratulated the team for its determination, discipline and fighting spirit. Spokesperson William Baloyi.
The performance has inspired hope and excitement among South Africans at home and abroad, while showcasing the country's football talent to the world.
We cross now live to Mongezi Koko, who's in Sandton, to hear what South Africans are saying this morning. Mongezi, how's the atmosphere out there?
Well, we saw the atmosphere here at the Gautrain station in Sandton is electric. Supporters are arriving draped in South African flags and Bafana Bafana jerseys, celebrating what many are calling one of the biggest moments in Bafana's history. For many fans, this is about more than just football.
So we're very proud of the boys. I didn't know they can play cricket, rugby and soccer, so it's very nice to play in the knockouts.
I'm feeling very excited. I think we did well after 16 years of trying. I think, exciting times.
I was very surprised but very excited. And I think South Africa is a country of winners. So let's see how far our boys can go.
Now, Seesaw, it's about more than just a team that defied expectations. It's about them giving South Africans something to smile about. Thapelo Maseko's winning goal has been the talking point this morning, with supporters praising the team's discipline, resilience and fighting spirit. What's also standing out is the sense of national pride. There's a real belief among the supporters here that the team can go even further in the tournament. And if the scenes in Sandton this morning are anything to go by, South Africans will be behind them every step of the way. Monkey Ziko Ko, Eyewitness News, reporting live in Sandton.
The chairperson of Parliament's Impeachment Committee, Makashule Gana, says a timetable for its work cannot be set until an evidence leader is appointed. The committee yesterday resolved to come up with its own shortlist of suitable candidates to lead evidence against President Cyril Ramaphosa over his conduct related to US dollars stolen from his farm in Palapala. With a pending interdict application to halt proceedings set to be heard in the Western Cape High Court next month, Gana says in the absence of a legal ruling to stop the committee's work, it will continue to focus on matters within its control. Lindsay Dentlinger reports.
In the third meeting of the committee yesterday, political parties debated a draft terms of reference and the appointment of an evidence leader. Rather than leave the decision up to Parliament's administration, committee chairperson Makashule Gana says this time around, MPs will be making a recommendation to the Secretary of Parliament as to who to appoint as the Section 89 evidence leader.
The criteria that we agreed on as a committee, including the conflict of interest, so that we don't have an evidence leader that has acted on this matter one way or the other.
Gana says he's undeterred by the legal challenges hanging over the committee, and it will continue to prepare for the Section 89 inquiry in the interim.
We are doing the work that we've been elected to undertake, and we're going to do so until such time that the court of law tells us otherwise.
Gana says the start of hearings will depend on the time needed by the evidence leader to consider the disputed panel report and to determine a list of witnesses. Lindsay Dentlinger, Eyewitness News, Parliament.
And more than 20 organizations involved in next Tuesday's nationwide demonstrations against illegal immigration insist their campaign is rooted in patriotism and law enforcement and not xenophobia. The groups have warned that their campaign will escalate beyond 30 June if government fails to act on their demands for undocumented foreign nationals to leave South Africa. Organizations including the March and March Movement and the Gwanele Foundation briefed media yesterday. Kosikona Malingamnisi has more.
The coalition used its media briefing to reiterate a range of demands it says are necessary to address South Africa's illegal immigration challenges. It is calling for stronger border security, increased funding for the Border Management Authority and the Department of Home Affairs, as well as measures to reserve township economic opportunities for South Africans. March and March founder Jacinta Ngobese Zuma says the campaign is not new and questions why its supporters are being criticized for demanding that existing immigration laws be enforced.
We don't care if it's white people that are in the country legally. We don't care if it's Chinese. We don't care if it's Smurfs. We don't care if you're pink. The only thing we care about is, are you in the country legally?
Ngobese Zuma also accused Home Affairs Minister Leon Schreiber of failing to speak out on the illegal immigration crisis while warning against what she calls attempts by government officials to intimidate activists ahead of the marches. See Konamalingamnisi, Eyewitness News.
Gold is trading at $3,971.50 an ounce. The rand is at 16.65 to the dollar, 21.83 to the pound, 18.82 to the euro. Brent crude oil is at $72.60 a barrel.
And in the traffic, we've got a couple of accidents reported on the M1 North as you head towards the Joburg CBD. At this particular moment, the hold-up is about a 50-minute hold-up between Boysons Road and Oxford Road. Also, do remember that there was that bus that was stuck along the road right near Oxford Road, and that's the reason for that long queue this morning. Then if you are traveling towards Turfontein, we've got another accident scene. This one is reported on Klip River Drive. It's right after the N12 exit. It's also causing delays.
And in your sport, 22-year-old Thapelo Masekoe seals a 1-0 win for Bafana over Korea Republic to advance the knockout of the FIFA World Cup, where they face Canada on Sunday night.
This win is just for those who supported us and for those who actually didn't support us too. Because honestly, they said we have a 7% chance of getting out of the group, and yet here we are.
And at the Women's T20 Cricket World Cup, the Proteas play Netherlands tonight. Yesterday, England booked their place in the semi-final.
A partly cloudy day in store for Gauteng. The temperatures will peak at highs between 21 and 23 degrees. The breaking story in EWN this hour: South Africa's victory over South Korea at the FIFA World Cup has sparked an outpouring of national pride.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
Visit primemediaplus.com to enter 702 Jozi My Jozi Walk the Talk. Hosted by the City of Johannesburg. Walk with the people, for our Jozi.
For Joburg, by Joburg, in Joburg.
Bamise bonke.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
On 702.
Let's walk the
Oh
talk.
man, oh man, oh man, oh man. 9 minutes after 7 o'clock, our victory is just one of those things that I think the country needed. We needed this victory, Bafana Bafana. And of course, as I said earlier, the memes are already out. It was Squid Games versus the Polygamist. Y'all don't deserve the internet, but Bafana Bafana beating South Korea. It's for the first time that we are through to the knockout stages of a World Cup final. What's even more exciting for me is, yes, I know they'll have home advantage, but it's Canada. Canada. Name me one footballer you know from Canada. Huh? I mean, I'm sure there might be. But the point is, we've got it. We've got it. We can advance even further than people thought. I mean, after that first game, when we were on the floor, backs against the wall, people not believing, with all the chaos and the ugliness that's going on around us at the moment, this is the one victory we needed.
Murimi, chance here for Tapela Maseko. No! Laduma!
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
On 702.
Let's walk the talk.
One of the things, of course, we're going to continue to keep an eye on are the planned marches for next week. I think it was encouraging to hear from Santaco. This is the taxi industry essentially saying they will not be taking part in the planned demonstrations next Tuesday, even though, of course, we've got more than 20 groups now who are reportedly going to be participating, these organizations who say they're going to be participating in this anti-migrant demonstration come the 30th of June.
You're with Bongani Bingwa.
702 weekday mornings, 6 to 9 a.m.
And of course, it was just the other day on the 16th of June. And in fact, in the days before, we heard from the president even addressing the issue of youth unemployment in South Africa. One of the agencies that is tasked with helping young people find employment is the National Youth Development Agency, a government entity established to drive, coordinate, and monitor youth development initiatives across the country. Now, a number of people within that entity have been trying to blow the whistle on what they say are irregular goings-on at the NYDA. And one of the things that has happened is that one of the Sunday Times journalists, Sisanda Mbolekwa, tried to get the chair of the NYDA to answer some questions based on whistleblower reports. And she wanted to know, is this true? Is this fact? Giving the chairperson of the NYDA, who was at the center of the whistleblower allegations, a right of reply. Do you know how cynical it must be for Sunshine Miende, who is the chairperson of the NYDA, to then go to court seeking a gag order against the Sunday Times reporter who was asking her questions for really reasons of accountability, and they went and filed a gag order claiming that this journalist was harassing her. And so there she was, the NYDA chairperson, the board, and even the minister before Parliament yesterday answering some questions about how all of this has transpired. I want you to listen to this tense moment where the chair of the committee, Songa Zozibi, challenging Sunshine Miende to explain some of the claims she's been making, including ones about interference at the NYDA.
You've told, and Minister, sorry, I'm asking the question of the chair. She made the statement. You can't explain it. She made it. Who is interfering? You said there is a lot of interference with the board. I'm asking you a specific question. Who is interfering?
Chair, I've sent a letter to the minister on this thing so that they're looked into. I don't want to come in a public domain and accuse and say names of people while they've not done those particular things. So I think...
You opened that door, Chair. You are the one who came up with the allegation of interference with the board. The members would naturally be concerned that you are saying that. You cannot leave the members hanging. Who, in your observation, is interfering with the board, and how are they interfering?
Yende went on to say, well, it's happening on different levels.
Chair, it's on different levels, and it's really complex, Chair. That's why I've written a letter to the minister to look into those things so that they're dealt with accordingly. I really don't want to come to a public domain and come and say this and this and has happened, because it has also a reputational damage to the entity itself.
Also asked about how they procured lawyers for this case against the Sunday Times. She had filed an affidavit in court papers saying that this was being done in her personal capacity, went to Parliament and told Scopa, in fact, the NYDA was paying for it. Nobody could explain the process that was followed to appoint those lawyers. She couldn't even remember the name of the law firm, supposedly, but neither the CFO nor the head of legal nor the CEO could give any comment about how that decision had been arrived at. And then we wonder why it is so many of our young people are unemployed.
702. Up next.
The big interview.
Things you need to know at this hour. France confirming its first case of Ebola within the country after a doctor returning from the Democratic Republic of Congo tested positive. A damning new report by the United Nations, the Commission of Inquiry on the Occupied Territory and Israel, says the Israeli forces have killed over 20,000 children, injuring 44,000 more in the war against Palestine. It found that the IDF and Israeli soldiers use torture, including sexual and gender-based violence, and they target infrastructure essential to children, orphanages, healthcare, education facilities. The Gauteng Provincial Joint Operational Intelligence Structure will brief the media today on security plans ahead of anti-illegal immigration protests scheduled for next week. They're going to be doing so today, I suspect, without the MEC of Safety and Security, because guess where she has been? She was celebrating with Bafana Bafana at the World Cup today. It really is quite extraordinary. Officers are being asked to give up their leave to make sure all hands are on deck to deal with this. And the MEC is off watching football at the World Cup. Today would have been the 63rd birthday of the legendary British singer-songwriter George Michael, born on this day in 1963.
EWN Traffic.
Let's catch up with the roads at this hour. On the M1 North, there's been a crash, Amo.
Yes, indeed, Bongani. I'm being told by our faithful listeners that they are indeed causing heavy traffic volumes. There's one right near Boyson's Road and another one at Carr Street. So please be on the lookout if you're traveling along the M1 North. At this point, I can tell you the N1 North is your best route towards areas like Cresta, Linden, as well as Sandton. If you're traveling on the N3 North, we've got delays between the Elands Interchange and Van Buren Road. There's also queuing traffic on the M2 East towards the Geldenhuys Interchange. Those roadworks are causing delays there, so please be on the lookout there. More updates coming up. Stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
Every great business starts with a problem, one you may have experienced yourself. 2026 Nedbank Business Ignite is looking for entrepreneurs who've turned pain into purpose. If your business is generating between 1 and 20 million rand, you could get funding, mentorship, and support to grow your business. With Nedbank as your partner, you'll also get access to Simply Biz to help you scale sustainably. So if you're solving real problems, visit igniteyourbusiness.co.za or primemediaplus.com and enter today.
Breaking news. Motorists are bracing themselves for even more fuel price hikes in June.
Or prepare differently. BYD hybrid vehicles use up to 70% less fuel than normal cars.
And BYD fully electric vehicles, no fuel at all. Test drive the brand new BYD Atto 2 DMI plug-in hybrid this June and kiss rising fuel prices goodbye forever. Visit byd.coza or your nearest dealership. BYD, build your dreams.
Get over 150 million rand in weekly extra savings with the Checkers XXL Savings Championship. Like Jacob's Chronamore Gold Instant Coffee, 200 or 230 grams, any two for 299 rand. Escort Diced Back Round Cut or Shoulder Bacon, 200 grams, any three for 99 rand. And Omo Auto Liquid Detergent, 2 litres, or capsules 20 per pack. Buy 2 and get a third free. Valid until 28 June, only at Checkers.
Guess what? The Dis-Chem 2+1 Health Foods Weekend is back. Simply add any 3 health foods to your basket and get the cheapest one free. We're talking anything from muesli, health oils, spices, teas, coffee, honey, and more. Remember, when you choose Better Rewards brands, you get 10% off instantly on top of the deal. Don't miss Dis-Chem's 2+1 Health Foods Weekend, Friday 26 to Sunday 28 June. Only at Dis-Chem. Better health starts here.
702.
The Big Interview
with Bongani Bingwa.
It's called the beautiful game for a reason, right? It may feel at times even irrational, you could argue. I mean, what makes grown adults set alarms for 2:30 in the morning knowing they have a full day of work ahead? What turns strangers into choirs, right? Transforming living rooms into stadia, coffee into a survival tool. The World Cup, no doubt. Every 4 years, it whispers the same dangerous thing to a nation's hopeful ears. What if? What if this is the team? What if this is the year, the generation, the moment? We've got some legends who no doubt would have stayed up with us, with the rest of the country, watching the game overnight. My 3 guests this morning to reflect on Bafana Bafana, what this moment means and what comes next are, of course, South African retired footballer Max Maponyane. Always a pleasure to chat to you, and good morning. Your reaction, your feeling.
Good morning, Bongs, and good morning to the listeners. Yes, you're talking about alarm. Some of us don't set alarm because it might go off or might.
So you stayed up the whole night?
I stayed up the whole night because now how do you sleep when Brazil is playing on the other side and then Morocco is playing on the other side? Obviously, it's a good appetizer for the big one coming, Bafana Bafana. So I'm yet to sleep, but it's once after 4 years, you rightfully said there.
I mean, this is something that you would have, no doubt, as a former footballer, would have dreamed of. Unfortunately, life and politics and history didn't allow it for you. How do you feel this morning?
I'm feeling so happy. I'm excited. In fact, I screamed and I was worried if I'm waking up the neighbors. But when that final whistle went, I've never had so long, 12 minutes. I mean, when we came to 78th minute, I just got worried and I said something might happen. And we started sitting back. That's when song was introduced. And they started pumping balls up front and I got worried. But we were so resolute in defense. In fact, in every department, 1 or 2 players were off the boil, in particular, Police. But other than that, I have never seen Bafana dominating and every player just for the occasion on the day. And up front, Makopa was something else. Not magnificent, not your Haaland, but winning every aerial ball.
And that's what counts, right? The other person who, of course, knows all about what it's like to perform on the big stage, former Banyana captain Portia Modise, also joining us on the line, a legend in her own right. Portia, what is your message to the boys? I think they're so used to being inspired by Banyana, right? Now it's the other way around.
Bongs, I just want to say good morning to you, good morning to the listeners, good morning to Pramax, good morning to everyone on night. We're excited. I'm over the moon. I didn't sleep. I started Brazil. I didn't sleep at all. That is why you guys are waking me up right now. I didn't sleep. I started Brazil. It was an exciting moment from the first whistle to the end.
How did you survive that last? For me, it was the 6 minutes of extra time.
Yeah, the last 6 minutes I was nervous. The last 6 minutes I was saying, Bongani, this is the time where we need to show our character. This is the time where we need to own up our culture of our football. We needed that person that will carry that ball going to that corner flag, and try to waste time, and also build the confidence of the guys, because you can see which they gave their all. They gave everything that they had in this game. So with that last time,
we lost Portia.
When they introduced Usong, they started to be comfortable. They started to come on us attacking, but we were retreating and going back and sitting. But I'm saying the guys, they were realizing at the same time which they don't have power anymore. They wanted to defend as much as we wanted them to defend to finish that 6 minutes. It was not important anymore how they finished the 6 minutes. Even they were kicking the ball in the stands, we were okay with that as long as 6 minutes was gonna end, and they did it. I'm proud of them. I hope they understand what they have done, what they have achieved.
Yeah.
They've started to put up to also line up their legacy. The class of 96, it built the legacy for them. For them to take it to another level, we're saying salute, gents.
Salute,
we
salute.
respect you guys.
Listen, 30 years is a round number and we appreciate it. From players to coaches, stay on the line, Portia and Marks. We'll come to you in a moment. Simphiwe Dludlu is a soccer analyst at Supersport TV, a former Banyana player, former Banyana assistant coach in her own right. Simphiwe, there was a lot of talk about Hugo Bruce, particularly in that first game after we lost to Mexico, just about his team selection, how the team really seemed shell-shocked on the big stage. How do you think the turnaround has happened?
I think South Africans would have went to Mexico, even if it would have taken us by bus, by boat, we would have gotten to Mexico to shake things up. I was one of the most emotional ones because I was doing that opening game and I did not identify with anything that was on the field on that day. The formation, the style of play, the confidence, the character, nothing whatsoever. However, I love the fact that a wise man and a wise coach will change his mind and re-strategize and find a way, because 3 games in a group allows you to step up, step back, and look at what didn't I do right, then correct so that you can launch forward. And we did exactly that, because the lineup we played against Czechia was a good start, even after 2 red cards. And the lineup from today, you know what? When I saw that lineup, I was like, Baphela Bantu, because what we're going to show them is flames. It had everything that speaks to who we are, South Africa, when everyone else is on top of us and against us. The boys said, don't worry, it's not RSA, it's not DNA, it's just RSA.
So listen, I mean, we did it without Tebogo Mokoena, who now returns in the next round. Canada is up next. Not the most famous football nation, but they will have home advantage.
Absolutely, they'll have home advantage. However, we've shown that we can play against different type of opposition, and the more people rebel against us and tell us we were just adding numbers, the more we show them that yes, we are adding statistics to say we are breaking boundaries, we are going to the next round. Look, today's game, our defenders did what they needed to do. Stay compact, make it difficult for them to get spaces, get the ball behind us. Today, I saw something incredible about us, discipline in defense, even in transition. Players that needed to keep the ball in certain areas did exactly that. Relebogile Mofokeng did that for us. They lost against Switzerland, which means there's loopholes. And Switzerland, eventually when they scored the 2 goals, they missed about 3-4 chances, which means there's certain elements that we have, the speed, the skill to go at them. And because they're a host nation, they'll be coming into the game under pressure. We are not under pressure.
Right.
So that is a big one for us.
Simphiwe Dludlu, appreciate your time. Soccer analyst at Supersport, former Banyana assistant coach. Portia Modise, it's Canada up next. What do we do?
I think if we can continue with the spirit that we finish with the game today, I do believe with the first lineup that the coach gave us in a game here today, I do believe Gucci, even Canada, with the spirit that we have today, I don't believe Gucci there's a team that will stop us. I really do believe in this generation. I hope Nabo they see what they have, they see Gucci, they can change things. It's up to them, to see what we see to them. Already they already raised the bar. So I just wanna say to them, they must just go out there and do the finish up. We already behind them. We're already proud. We're already celebrating. They've done things that, they've done things that we never done. So please, they must go out there and just continue with the style that they gave us in the game today. We're very proud. Like Lebuhile, we are Lebua.
Fantastic stuff. Portia Modise, former Banyana captain. Marks, you have the last word on this. I said earlier, Canada is not the most famous of football nations. They've got home advantage, but Canada.
Yeah, not only that, I was fortunate to work in one or two of their games. They are playing well with your Lauren and your Adam, and they are a side that is also sort of beatable. We saw how, as you've just heard from coach, that they have just lost to Switzerland. They are vulnerable. Yes, they rested their few players, key players indeed. But we need to play our game, knock the ball around, frustrate them. They'll be playing at home, so they have to be the ones frustrated than us. We should be buoyed by the fact that we have done the unexpected and there's the past sort of standards that we have set up.
Marks Maponyane, I appreciate your time. South African legend, retired footballer there. We are buoyed by what has happened. Buoyed, that's the word.
EWN Business.
Well, I tell you what though, we might be buoyed about football, but we're not quite buoyed about our salaries, Muteo Kharipe. South Africans feeling the pinch, our salaries not staying above water.
I imagine though a lot of South Africans will be spending those salaries quite well today after the win.
Kitty
25. A perfect storm of higher inflation, rising interest rates and elevated fuel prices is eating away at the buying power of South African households. According to the latest Pay Inc. Net Salary Index, the average take-home pay rose slightly in May of 2026, but the higher cost of living is currently making it hard to get more bang for your buck. Now, salaries declined by 1.7% during the first 5 months of the year, despite modest growth in nominal earnings. The Pay Inc. Net Salary Index monitors the monthly nominal take-home pay of around 2.1 million South Africans earning between 5,000 and 100,000 rand. It's still quite vital as a metric for tracking the real-world purchasing power of South African households. Our real take-home pay has fallen to its lowest level in about 2 years, putting more strain on households' budgets and slowing consumer spending.
Your indicators?
The rand is buoyed, 16 rand 53 against the US dollar, 18 rand 80 against the euro, 21 rand 79 cents against the British pound. Price of gold, $3,997 an ounce, or platinum is up more than 1% at $1,569. Brent crude at $72 a barrel. More business after 8.
Time now for latest Eyewitness News, brought to you by Outsurance. SMS out to 45142 now, and you could save on your car insurance. If you don't, you can ask them for 500 rand. It was a horror story when it occurred. Sfiso Zulu, you've got more details about that Cleveland massacre.
That's right, Bongani. 3 people arrested in connection with the mass shooting on the East Rand will appear in the Johannesburg Magistrates Court this morning. The suspects were arrested yesterday following a 2-week police search. A group of men heavily armed with rifles killed 13 people and injured 14 others when they stormed the Jumpers informal settlement earlier this month. Police are investigating if the crime is linked to illegal mining activity, which residents say is rife in the area. Police spokesperson Demakatso Nebuwulwi.
Lieutenant General Tommy Mtombeni mobilized extra resources to work on the case and arrest those responsible for that barbaric act. The team, inclusive of Provincial Murder and Robbery, Tactical Response Team, National Intervention Unit, and South African National Defence Force, cracked the case when they arrested 3 suspects on the 23rd of June 2026. The 3 Lesotho nationals were arrested at Kwamaimai informal settlement.
DA federal leader Jordan Hill-Lewis has described his decision to remove John Steenhuisen as Minister of Agriculture as an indescribably difficult one, but it had to be done. He says the party is moving in a direction where it'll have to take difficult decisions as it tries to unseat the ANC and lead the national government after future elections. Hill-Lewis addressed the matter, which has divided party loyalists, while speaking to the Cape Town Press Club yesterday. Babalwa Ndenza reports.
Jordan Hill-Lewis has defended his decision to demote former party leader John Steenhuisen from Minister of Agriculture to become the Deputy Minister of Trade, Industry and Competition. His decision took members of his own party by surprise, with some accusing him of betraying Steenhuisen by not letting him keep his ministerial post. But Hill-Lewis says he considered a variety of factors before taking the decision, and he believes he did the right thing.
Despite the fact that it is an indescribably difficult thing to do for me personally, I believe firmly that it was the right thing to do, and so I did it.
He says the key factor is that the party wants to control national government at some point.
But the overriding factor is that we are trying to build a party that is capable of winning a national election.
Hill-Lewis says he also discussed the matter at length with President Cyril Ramaphosa, and they are both on the same page. Babalwa Ndenza, Eyewitness News, Cape Town.
The taxi industry says it will not participate in planned protests against undocumented foreign nationals next Tuesday. Several civic organizations are expected to demonstrate across the country, calling for undocumented foreign nationals to leave South Africa. But Santaco President Abna Tsebe says their taxis will be operating normally.
I think it was all over social media, the attitude of our drivers regarding the march and march. There was a pushback from our drivers to say they are not part of this. They would want business to continue as usual. Now we are bringing out an official statement from the Santaco office. So we can assure you that yes, our members and our drivers, they want to work. So we are officially saying it's business as usual.
And Venezuela's interim leader has declared a state of emergency after two massive earthquakes caused buildings in the capital to crumble and forced the closure of the country's main airport. The quakes triggered panic in the capital and drove people into the streets. It is not clear if there are any fatalities. A partly cloudy day in store for Gauteng today. The temperatures are at lows of 5 and 6 degrees, peaking at highs between 21 and 23. The top story this hour, 3 people arrested in connection with a mass shooting in Cleveland on the East Rand will appear in the Johannesburg Magistrates Court this morning.
Outsurance can't improve your parallel parking skills, but they could improve the car insurance premium you currently pay. Get a quote today, and if Outsurance can't save you money on your car insurance premium, ask for 500 Rand cash. Make that 1,500 Rand if you've been claim-free and with the same insurer for 3 years. Get a quote and get savings or cash. Either way, you win. SMS out to 45142. That's out to 45142. Outsurance. Licensed insurer and FSP. T's and C's online.
Are you ready to let go of your ride? We Buy Cars makes it easy and even enjoyable to part ways with your vehicle. Simply complete their form on webuycars.co.za. They'll handle the rest. Looking to upgrade your car? With over 12,000 vehicles for sale, you'll certainly be spoiled for choice. Visit webuycars.co.za today.
Your boss noticed. Your ex noticed. The neighbors definitely noticed. Because some cars say, I rented a car. And some cars say, I rented the car. Sani Sixt Rent a Car. Premium rentals. For people who don't settle. Choose the right car. Rent Sani Sixt on sani.co.za.
It's that time of the year. Sore throats, congestion, wet and dry coughs, pain and fever. For trusted relief for you and your family, ask your pharmacist to recommend a winter survival pack from the Adcock Ingram OTC range. With products like Medikil A, Expigen, Corenza Parac, Adconapamol, Dilinct Junior and more, we have you covered this winter. Remember, Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
Hi, this is Teko Modise, Hollywood Bets brand ambassador. Be a winner who knows when it's time for a timeout and play responsibly. If you or someone you know needs help, call the South African Responsible Gambling Toll-Free Counseling Line on 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. Hollywood Bets supports responsible gambling. No person under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop.
702
WhatsApp Bongani on 072
702 1702.
Bongani, I'm sorry. I couldn't watch. I was so much of a coward because of the last week's performance, the Bafana's performance last time. And even worse, there were some videos of these Korean boys training. Like those boys were training like maniacs. And the person also put in another video now of Bafana in the gym. And the way the Bafana were just so, you see, they were like sort of relaxed in their phones. They were just doing shoppings. Then I was like, okay, this is it. We are done. I'm not watching this. We are finished as Bafanas. So, and boy, oh boy, when I woke up to this news, I was like, what? Unbelievable. Congratulations, boys. Once again, congratulations, Bafana.
Yo, Bongani, Uamukhetwe was going to seal the day for me. I'm literally on the N1, going north, passing 14th Avenue. I was going to turn back and go home and be fired if I'm fired. With South Africa qualifying, with Uamukhetwe, it was going to be it for me. I guess I'll go to work because I said I work hard under pressure. It's KG, but not start the clock. Enjoy your day. Well done to Bafana. And that was great.
Morning 702, morning Bongani. Oh, how I wish I was in the Lokshin. Yes, see, the burbs were so bored and quiet. Mary Lokshin, my sister-in-law phones me to say, yay, kitty cricket, cricket. It was so beautiful just to hear the vibe, just behind the call. But yeah, that last 6 minutes almost killed us all. But well done, Bafana. Well done. Laduma!
Po. Good morning, 702 lenders. It's Mavoki here. So excited. I'm wearing my t-shirt. Po. We are very proud of Bafana. There we go.
It's my Bafana superstition. I'm wearing my green tee, the t-shirt that I think helps them to do well. So that was my little superstition. How do you know you live in the burbs? A goal is scored at 4 o'clock in the morning. Shtum. Not a hoot, not a noise. I've got a massive complex next to my house. Nothing. They were all asleep. Didn't hear a word. KG, of course, referring to the child who played the whiz quiz today and almost walked away with 10,000 Rand. So he says, had she won, he would have gone straight back to work. But he did say he works well under pressure, so there you go. Have you ever missed a game, any sport, any team you follow, you missed a game because it mattered so much to you, you couldn't bear to watch, and you thought your team wasn't going to make it, only to wake up the next day and find out, oh my word, of all the games I could have missed, that one?
702.
What's the question?
What's the question is brought to you by Outsurance. A chance for you to win up to 3,000 Rand. First, 1,000 Rand for the answer, and then later 2,000 Rand if you can give us the question. SMS out to 45142 now, and you could save on your car insurance. If you don't, you can ask Outsurance for 500 Rand. Opa, you're in Davidton. What's today's answer, please?
Morning, sir. The answer is 63.
63 is the answer. Opa, 1,000 Rand is coming your way, all thanks to Outsurance and 702. 63 is Opa's answer. What's the question? Call us if you know on 011 8830 702.
EWN Sport.
Cindy, has that ever happened to you? I mean, I'm sure it has, where
Yes.
you thought you are so invested in the team that you want to win that you thought you just can't. You
So-
don't think they can, you want them to, and then you wake up the next day and you're like,
So it happens regularly because I'll always say to everybody, if I haven't watched the game, every time I come into work, I go, my team has still won.
till I open the internet. And then that can determine my day. But the biggest one and the most regret I have is missing, we spoke about it this week, the 4-3-8 cricket match.
Yes,
where
of
the
course.
Proteas chased down that record.
What were you doing? It was 2006.
I went for dinner. I went for dinner with my husband, who was newly husband. And I was just like, absolutely not. I said to him, we can go for dinner. This is not going to happen.
When did you find out?
When I got home.
Was it already over?
Yeah, it was already over. Just remember, 2006, we weren't really on our phones
all that much.
It wasn't as...
So I was doing overnight news. It was a Sunday evening. I was here at 702, the old building, upstairs. And it was just one of those days that was absolutely unbelievable.
Crazy. So history made last night by Bafana, this morning rather. We'll have more for you in the World Cup desk at the end of this bulletin. But first, the Proteas women take on the Netherlands in the T20 Cricket World Cup tonight at 7:30. Coach Mandla Mashimbi is rushing to make changes.
I don't think it's got nothing to do with combinations at the moment now. It's just a little bit of belief that we need to carry across with us and just make sure that we play to the best of our ability as a team and as a batting unit and also bowling and fielding as well. But I think... batting has been a little bit scratchy, but I'm pretty confident that we'll play that complete match with the bat as well.
Also today, India plays Bangladesh. Last night, England booked their place in the semi-finals with a 38-run win over the West Indies. And in rugby, Springbok Faf de Klerk will captain the Barbarians against Wales at Twickenham this Saturday.
The EWN World Cup Desk. The latest scores, the biggest stories, and the moments everyone's talking about.
It's fallen once again to Maseko! And this time he sticks! Chance after chance after chance! And now the goal. And just look at the celebrations for South Africa. Their hopes reignited.
25th of June will go down in history books as the day Bafana beat
We've been through a couple of rough patches,
Pardon, speaking over myself there. 25th of June will go down in history books as the day Bafana beat Korea Republic 1-0 to go through to the knockout stage of the FIFA World Cup for the first time ever after a goalless first half. Tupelo Maseko came off the bench to score in the 63rd minute. Here's the hero, Maseko.
We've been through a couple of rough patches, from the first game, the media was bashing us. We were all over the media, the memes were trending. But this team showed that they are capable and they're strong and they have some mentality in them.
What's your message to the fans at Mzansi now?
Just thank you and enjoy.
Coach Hugo Bros says it was so tense at the end.
We scored that goal and then was it 20 minutes of heart beating and hoping that the game should be as soon as possible finished. So yes, we are in the second round. It's historical, but for the guys, I'm very happy for the guys.
Bafana will play Canada in the knockouts on Sunday night at 9 p.m. South African time. Canada advanced despite losing to group-topping Switzerland 2-1. Morocco, the other African side, in the last 32 after they beat Haiti 4-2. Brazil are through after a 3-0 win over Scotland. Vinicius Jr. with 2 goals. Scotland not out yet. They're third in the group and wait to see if results will go their way. Coach Steve Clark.
And once we were in the game, we showed that we can compete at this level. We showed that we can compete against top 10 teams. I think we've done that consistently. The disappointment is we probably didn't create anything that was really clear, but when you're playing top sides you have to really work hard to get clear chances. So a little bit frustrated, but proud of the effort of the players. I thought they were fantastic.
Qatar goes home winless after a 3-1 loss to Bosnia-Herzegovina. A win tonight for Ivory Coast over Curaçao at 10 p.m. would make them the third African team through to the knockouts. Curaçao also desperate for the win to advance. At the same time, Germany, who've already qualified, plays Ecuador tomorrow at 1 a.m. Tunisia, already relegated, takes on Netherlands. Japan against Sweden. And at 4 a.m., dead rubbers, as both the USA and Australia have already qualified. They take on Turkey and Paraguay. Cindy Paluta, Eyewitness News Sport.
From kickoff to the final whistle, this is the EWN World Cup Desk.
702, Josie My Josie, Walk the Talk is calling on you to walk with the people, for the people, Sunday, 26 July. Babize, Bonke. And this year, you can choose from 3 different inner city routes. There's a 15-kilometer Mandela Bridge route that takes you from Ellis Park through town, up and through to Constitution Hill, that precinct, down in Bromfontein, over the Mandela Bridge. You'll go to Newtown, past the Market Theatre, and then eventually wind your way back to Ellis Park. You've got options, 15Ks, 5Ks, 8Ks. What are you waiting for? Enter now at primemediaplus.com and get ready for the 702 Josie My Josie Walk the Talk, hosted by the City of Johannesburg.
Ready to go?
No, can't.
Your mother raised you. She can look after him for one day.
But he's just your baby.
He's 7.
Just your baby.
I've packed his favorite toy and blanket.
Okay, just grab his Hills food.
Always.
We know that you only want the best for your small dog, which is why Hills has developed expert, science-backed nutrition to meet the unique needs of small dogs and help them live their best lives across their longer lifespans. Hills Pet Nutrition. Science does more.
That's Tabo, before he got naked. When Tabo's car broke down, he did what every manly man does best. Hit things, fiddle, and hope it works. So Tabo got naked. He got comprehensive car insurance in seconds and can now call roadside assistance anytime on the Naked app. Tools down, Tabo. Cover your car and home now at naked.insure and see how easy insurance can be when you get naked. Naked Financial Technology is an authorized FSP. Get naked.
EWN Traffic.
This EWN Traffic is brought to you by the House of Citroen. The all-new Citroen Basalt is here. Book a test drive at citroen.co.za. And Amo presses the button.
Bongani, we've got heavy traffic volumes. And the voice goes off.
Let's confess. We pressed the wrong button earlier. But
Yeah,
now
I
we've
pressed
the
the
right
off
one.
button instead of the on
Yes,
button.
now we've pressed the right
Because
one.
the excitement is doing everything it should do inside of me.
All right.
Yeah.
So who's pressing the off button in traffic?
People on the Makwa North between Boysons Road and Oxford Road. This is due to 2 major accident scenes. So please be on the lookout if you're traveling along this route. The N1 North between the Deep Cliff Interchange and Bayers Nadia Drive is your best route this morning. If you are traveling on the N3 North, we've got delays between the Giluli's Interchange and the Modderfontein Road exit. There's also queuing traffic reported on the M1 South between the Baklu turnoff and Marlborough Drive. We'll have more updates. Do stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
All new Citroen Basalt is here with keyless entry, wireless Apple and Android CarPlay. It's made to look good and make life easy. And that 470-litre boot, it's ready for every outfit change and then some. The all-new Citroen Basalt Coupe SUV from 354,000 Rand. Register now for the limited launch deal assist of up to 40,000 Rand. Book a test drive today at citroen.co.za. T's and C's apply.
702.
What's the question?
For 2,000 Rand in cash, all thanks to Outsurance. Please tell me what's the question. If the answer is 63, let's go to the lines and see who has it right. Let's try Joe in Centurion. Joe, what's the question?
Hi, good morning, Bongani and listeners. The question is, how old would the late legendary singer George Michael be turning today?
Yeah, hey. What an irony. The two biggest stars, I would say, of the 80s. Michael Jackson
Absolutely.
dying on this day in 2009. George Michael born on this day. He would have been 63 years old. 2,000 Rand is coming your way, Joe. Thanks to
Thank
Outsurance
you.
and 702. Elton John called him the Paul McCartney of his generation purely because of his songwriting abilities. There, a cover of the fantastic As by Stevie Wonder. George Michael born on this day. Now, if your dog groomer was becoming too expensive, you'd switch, right? So why pay more for insurance? Switching to Outsurance saved 40-year-old Rafiq an unbelievable 899 Rand on his 2017 Navara 4x4. Get a quote now, and if Outsurance can't save you money, ask for 500 Rand or 1,500 Rand if you've been claim-free with the same insurer for 3 years. Why wait? SMS out to 45142. So that's out to 45142. Outsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP. T's, C's, and information online.
The countdown to the Barron's Gone in 60 Hours sale has begun. From 25 to 27 June, over 100 cars must go at prices so low, it's a steal. Save thousands on new, demo and used Vivos, Polos, T-Crosses, Amarocks, Tiguans and more. Stock is limited. Blink and they'll be gone. Speak to Barron's Woodmead and Brewer today. Barron's, the Volkswagen people.
Whether it is a CCMA referral, problems with a mechanic, unfair blacklisting, or an uncontested divorce, Clientele Legal offers professional legal services to all South Africans. Our plans are affordable, and you receive up to 745,000 Rand worth of legal services per year. We cover civil, criminal, and labor-related matters. Our nationwide legal teams are standing by to support you 24 hours a day. Plus, all plans include a 5,000 Rand bail benefit. Join today. SMS legal to 48721. That's legal to 48721. Clientele General is an authorized FSP and licensed non-life insurer. T's and C's online. Standard rates apply.
Calling all wedding planners and venues, restaurants, conference centers, and hotels. Do you need tables and chairs? Home in One has it all. Do you need cutlery, crockery, table linen, and restaurant equipment? Home in One has it all. Do you need tents, gazebos, or umbrellas? Home in One has it all. Affordable prices, the latest trends, with 2 branches in Pretoria and Johannesburg. Shop online at homein1.co.za because we're your #1 choice. Home in One has it all.
702
702. What's gone viral?
with Kabazela.
Time now for the world of viral content. Kabazela.
Bafana Bafa Siavana. South Africa Siavana. Remember that song? When I saw it this morning and I checked social, that was like the first thing that came to mind. So yeah, excitement.
Did you watch? Did you watch or were you sleeping?
No, I was asleep. I was fast asleep, I must say.
Shame on you.
But you know, your show is sounding a little bit unprepared this morning, Bongos. I mean, what were you doing at 3:30?
Should have had a breathalyzer at the gate. Yeah. In fact, all employers should have breathalyzers at the gate. No, we are kidding. We have only had coffee on the show this morning. Talking of sport. Hit a ball, find it, hit a ball.
Yeah, this made me laugh.
My work is
there's this little girl, her mom decided to take her on the golf cart to go play golf. And she has the most hilarious reaction to, you know, watching a round of golf being played. But, I mean, playing it is completely different, right? But let's take a listen to what she has to say, and then we will come back.
Just hit a ball, hit a ball, hit a ball. Find it, find it, find it. It's so boring.
Hit a ball, hit a ball, hit a ball, find
But
it.
you have to explain, she's sitting in the car,
Yes.
she's lying almost upside down at an angle with her legs basically against the
seat,
headrest.
yeah.
The headrest of the front seat. She's obviously in the back seat. And she's obviously sitting there, you know, in this golf cart, bored out of her skull. And she says, all the sport is you hit a ball, and you hit another ball, and then you go find it, and you hit it. Like, it's so boring.
Yeah, I mean, if it was me, I'd be hitting a ball, shouting, 4, find it, find it, find it. Go back to the tee. But the question I wanted to ask from that, right? So if you look around you and you've watched some sports before, you've gone along, you know, because somebody said, come watch, or maybe you'll be interested, and you've sat there and you thought, oh my word, this is the most boring sport in the world. What would that sport for you be? Mine would be snooker or pool. I mean, it's like, really?
Can I tell you?
Yes.
For me, the key to all of this is understanding the rules.
Very true.
I have been heard on the radio saying Formula One is not all that exciting. I've changed my mind.
Yeah. Really?
I've changed my mind. In part due to Clement Manyatela's influence, but I'm starting to understand how the game works, who gets pole position, why that matters, and I'm starting to understand and how the engines change from year to year and the rules are adjusted to make it more competitive, different drivers dominating and then almost falling apart, coming back. I'm beginning to have a sense of it, and I think it's because I know how the sport works. I think it was the same for cricket. I'm a passionate cricket supporter now. Growing up, I just saw these bunch of guys wearing white clothes, playing for days and days and days, and I couldn't watch, Gummy Bears and the Thundercats and He-Man because the cricket was always on. And now, of course, I have a very different perspective. All right, Kabazela wants to know, what's that sport? You look at it, you don't get it, you think boring, boring, boring. And is there one you've changed your mind about?
702.
702. Feedback.
With Siamtanda Matiso.
Siamtanda Matiso,
Hello.
please tell me that Bafana have changed your mind
They have.
about football.
No, totally they have. Like as you said, when the 90 minute struck and then they added that 6 minutes, I lost it. I became very emotional because also South Korea started playing really well. They were playing, they looked like they were about to score, but our goalkeeper Ranza saved the day.
I mean, one of the voice notes we played a little earlier on, the listener saying he didn't watch the game because he was watching all these videos. There is a lovely video of the South Korean team training together at the gym.
Yes.
But what they're doing is they're all standing side by side and they train in a synchronized fashion. So if they're doing pull-ups, everybody's doing it. And it looks coordinated and synchronized. Amazing. And Bafana was shopping at Louis Vuitton.
Listen, even when they were at the gym, they were on their phones and people were criticizing them for that. But listen, they pulled through. I now know who Tapelo Maseko is and who Rilebukile Mufukeng is. So excited, Bongs. I was even on the verge of tears. Listen, and many 702 landers watching with their kids, waking them up. Those poor kids. I hope they're on holiday because the parents are doing the most. Listen, people hooting their cars. I was just also speaking with our cooks at the kitchen. They were like our chefs. They were saying, listen, when we were at the rank, people were hitting their vuvuzela. It's such an exciting morning this morning, and I can't wait to hear more of those reactions, Wangs.
All right, the next game, of course, is on Sunday against Canada. And I said earlier, they've got home advantage. Of course, they're playing in Los Angeles, which, is in North America. Practically, it is home advantage as far as I'm concerned. Our issues with the rest of the continent notwithstanding, if we're playing in Gabs against Canada, I would say we would have had home advantage, wouldn't we? What cow will it birth on Sunday?
This is EWN.
South Africa celebrates as Bafana march into knockout stages.
But for the guys, I'm very happy for the guys. I worked with them already. They have 5 years.
South Africa is a country of winners, so let's see how far our boys can go.
And Suleiman Karim will be a no-show again at the Madlanga Commission. Good morning, I'm Sfiso Zulu. South Africa's victory over South Korea at the FIFA World Cup has sparked an outpouring of national pride. Bafana supporters are this morning celebrating the team's historic win, going to the knockout stages for the first time in the country's history. South Africa beat South Korea 1-0 with a goal scored by Tapelo Maseko. There are also celebrations in Mexico where the match was played. Here's Bafana coach Hugo Bruce.
We scored that goal and then was it 20 minutes of heart beating and hoping that the game should be as soon as possible finished. So yes, we are in the second round. It's historical. But for the guys, I'm very happy for the guys. I worked with them already. They have 5 years. And what we did in those 5 years is amazing.
Mongezi Koko has more from the streets of Sandton.
The atmosphere here at the Gautrain station in Sandton is electric. Supporters are arriving draped in South African flags and Bafana jerseys, celebrating what many are calling one of the biggest moments in Bafana's history. For many fans, this is about more than just football.
So we're very proud of the boys. I didn't know they can play cricket, rugby and soccer.
Feeling very excited. I think we did well after 16 years of trying.
I think South Africa is a country of winners, so let's see how far our boys can go.
Tapelo Maseko's winning goal has been the talking point this morning, with supporters praising the team's discipline, resilience and fighting spirit. If the scenes in Sandton this morning are anything to go by, South Africans will be behind them every step of the way. Bongani Bingwa, Eyewitness News.
The Madlanga Commission says it will deal with issues surrounding controversial businessman Suleiman Karim's failure to appear for his testimony when proceedings resume this morning. Karim was scheduled to testify today, but his legal team has informed the Commission that he is unwell. He was initially meant to testify in April and again on the 1st of June, but both appearances were postponed after he was declared medically unfit. Karim is said to have suffered a heart attack while at a gym in April. Commission spokesperson Jeremy Michael says Karim's health and his non-appearance will be high on today's agenda.
The last time Mr. Karim was meant to appear before the Commission, he couldn't due to ill health, and it seems that his condition persists. And as far as tomorrow's proceedings are concerned, we will deal with that matter of Mr. Karim's tomorrow morning at 9:30 as the first order of business.
Michaels says the Commission has another witness lined up.
And then the Commission has another witness, the details of which will be announced. But the Commission is continuing with its work tomorrow and Friday, certainly.
The tender fraud case against alleged underworld figure Vusumuzi Cat Matlala has taken a new turn, being moved to the Commercial Crimes Court and has been separated from that of his co-accused. Matlala, who is accused of being at the center of alleged corruption linked to a controversial 228 million rand SAPS tender, is now expected to appear in court alone this morning. This means he will no longer appear alongside his co-accused, which includes suspended top cop Fani Masemola, who is facing charges related to the contravention of the Public Finance Management Act. Matlala's appearance today comes as the NPA has confirmed talks with him for a potential plea deal, which could be confirmed in court today. Kosikona Malingamnisi reports.
The decision to separate Vusumuzi Cat Matlala's case from that of his co-accused has raised fresh questions about the direction of one of the most high-profile corruption investigations in the country. Matlala is facing allegations linked to the tainted multi-million rand police tender that has come under intense scrutiny amid claims of corruption and improper influence. With Matlala now expected to appear before the Commercial Crimes Court on his own, attention has shifted to whether he could turn state witness or enter into some form of agreement with the state. The National Prosecuting Authority has confirmed that consultations with Matlala's legal team have been concluded. However, the Prosecuting Authority has so far remained tight-lipped about the nature of those discussions. This morning's court appearance is expected to provide greater clarity on the way forward in a case that continues to attract significant public interest. Or see Kona Malingamnisi Eyewitness News.
And powerful twin earthquakes have killed at least 32 people and injured more than 700 in Venezuela. The massive shocks collapsed entire buildings and sent people running in panic. People have been navigating piles of rubble in the hunt for survivors. Venezuela's interim leader, Delcy Rodriguez, has declared a state of emergency. The earthquakes of magnitude 7.2 and 7.5 struck the same area in Venezuela late last night. Gold is trading at $3,971.50 an ounce. The rand is at 16.65 to the dollar, 21.83 to the pound, 18.82 to the euro. Brent crude oil is at $72.60 a barrel.
And in the traffic, we've got some delays along the N12 West. This is just as you approach Klipspruit Valley Road. Please be on the lookout there. While traveling on the M2 West, traffic remains congested between Silver Street and the Crown Interchange.
And in your sport, Bafana lifting the nation's energy by beating Korea Republic 1-0 to go to the knockout of the FIFA World Cup for the first time ever. They'll play Canada on Sunday night. Morocco is the other African nation now in the last 32 after a win over Haiti. And at the T20 Cricket World Cup tonight, the Proteas women in action against the Netherlands at 7:30.
A partly cloudy day in store for Gauteng. The temperatures will peak at highs between 21 and 23 degrees. The top story in EW and the Sawa. South Africa's victory over South Korea at the FIFA World Cup has sparked an outpouring of national pride.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
We're calling on Joburg to walk the inner city with us. In 702 Josie My Josie Walk the Talk. Babize bonke. Enter now on primemediaplus.com.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
For a moment, we forgot all our woes and all our troubles. I think it's fair to say we are a nation at the moment on tenterhooks. What is going to happen next week? All throughout the week, it's been about briefings from the security cluster. It's been about the police commissioner in KZN. You're expecting to hear from Gauteng today the plans around this demonstration that is going to be happening on the 30th. We just needed some positivity. The Madlanga Commission of Inquiry has continued to investigate and look at the allegations of criminality in our law enforcement. I think it's fair to say that General Mkhwanazi framed this as big organizational crime, and we've seen some elements of that. Not quite the big five he mentioned so far. Now, of course, all speculation is around Vusumuzi Cat Matlala. If he turns state witness, what information is he going to cough up? Earlier in the week, we told you about the suspended Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department Acting Chief Commissioner Julius Mkhwanazi and links to precious metals. Witness K, a former girlfriend of his, or at least claimed to be, told of her role and how he helped assist the robbery of this hapless fellow who happened to possess these metals without a permit. And yesterday he was being asked to answer questions, and he said he is the victim. He's being treated unfairly, says Julius Mkhwanazi.
And the way I'm being questioned like, hey, this is a criminal, but other people which have submitted evidence that is having a proof, they're sweet out of the commission. They're sweet out of the commission, Chair. That's what I'm not saying I do that, but
no,
that's
I just wanted to get an idea of the substance of the complaint. I think I do have at least as close enough a picture as possible.
And then, of course, I don't think I have seen Commissioner Sandile Khumalo being so unhappy with a witness.
And I'm going to put to you, Commissioner Mkhwanazi, that either you were not truthful then or you are not truthful now. But it can be that you misunderstood the question because the question was very clear. And you have to stop playing games because we are not in the business of playing games. This is a serious commission of inquiry. People cannot come here and play games and filibuster and obfuscate. If you are asked a question, you answer it, and you answer it truthfully because you've taken oath at the beginning of the day. Please, let's not play games and let's not waste time.
Tell you what, the games we wanted to play have to sound like this.
Murimi, chance here for Tapelo Maseko, no! Laduma! He's finally gone and done it! Bafana strike first. And it's arguably one of the most significant goals in our football history. And if it was going to be scored by anyone tonight in Monterrey, it was going to be Tapelo Maseko.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
Suppose we can't trademark Ladum. Spicy. Uthe Horipe, Amo, Ramila, what's that sport? You just think, oh my goodness, how do people spend hours of their lives that they'll never get back watching this thing? What's that sport for you, Amo?
It's golf, particularly on the day that it starts, because it's especially when it's like 4-day tournaments. They start on Thursday, right? And there's all these players that have received wildcards from different countries, and you have to follow all of them. And then Friday, it continues, and it's an 18-hole Bongani. Then Saturday, I think it only gets exciting for me on Sunday, on the last day, when you know there's like top 3 or 4 players that are, standing a chance of winning. And
even when it's close.
Yeah, because it's so on Sunday, only on Sunday. That's the final day. That's
Okay.
when it gets a bit exciting for me.
But you've missed out on all the guys that have come from the back and played themselves into that final day, and now they're competing.
It's hard to keep up because that person who started off at the top on Thursday will certainly not be the one to finish off that good on Sunday. So it's just I'd rather miss.
Alright.
Yeah, okay, right.
Okay. Mateo, for you?
I don't know. Is it badminton or
Badminton. No.
It's like they're swatting a fly the half the time.
No, man. The reflexes of that thing.
Table tennis is better.
I'm not arguing if it's better or not. I'm saying badminton, even if I don't know the rules, it looks exciting
You're
because I'm
locked in,
always,
you-
you think the thing is going to fall.
Yeah.
And somehow they reach out and they.
It's almost like netball.
Is the ball ever out in that sport or whatever they call that thing?
By far the most boring sport for me is cycling. Oh my lord. Sitting down for 7, 8, 9 hours when I was younger and being forced to watch the Tour de France with my parents. Oh my word, I would rather peel my eyeballs out with a vegetable peeler.
Good morning, Bongs. Vuyani here from Springs. The most boring sport is the bowling played by old people. I don't know what it's called, but they just bowl balls and I don't know the furthest what I don't know, but yeah, I see them bowling and bowling. That's it.
Good morning, Bongs. You know, for me, the sport that I would say bores me, like, it's golf, and I'll explain why. Like, for me, I really want to understand the sport, right? But now, you'll hear them after they hit the golf ball, and then they're like, oh, what a birdie. Like, what's going on? Why are we talking about birds? And then there's 18 holes, there's 9 holes. I'm like, where are all these holes? Like, I really, really want to understand golf, but yeah.
I won't lie, guys. For me, it's rugby. It might be blasphemous of me to say this as a South African, but rugby is just that sport that I just don't understand. I've tried to understand why sometimes the goal is 3, sometimes it's 5, and then you can convert to it. I was like, it's fine. It's fine. We are winning. That's all I need to know.
Morning, Bongani. It's Jabulani from Whitefield in Benoni. For me, the boring sports, the ones that I can't understand, it's basketball and that baseball thing. I don't know why Americans are so obsessed with those sports. I can't even stand for these sports. I can't watch those things. I've seen them. Like, I don't know what's going on there.
Bongani, the most boring sport is darts. Darts. Oh, that sport is boring. I can't even watch it. Thank you.
Bowls and darts used to have so much airtime on TV. I remember growing up. Darts and bowls, it seemed to me they would go on forever and ever and ever. Rugby, basketball, baseball, each to his own, hey? One man's meat is clearly another man's poison. Tembile, you're in Centurion. You want to talk about Bafana quickly?
Good morning, Bongani. Last week I called you. I said what he needed to change. Hugo Bruce, of which he did not do that. I'd like to remind again. I said their first game went on to win the World Cup. I did say that this other team, Argentina, 2022, lost their first game, went on to win the World Cup.
Yeah, you did.
All we need to do, Bongani, is to be clinical. The Orlando Pirates chemistry is doing wonders. I'm actually watching that chemistry of those players. I'm telling you, if you are clinical, look at the first half. We had 10 shots at goal. 3 of them were on target. We need to be clinical in front. We'll go far in this tournament.
And we scored
Mark my words.
And we scored from open play. Tembile, can I tell you what?
Yes.
Hugo Bruce is clearly a 702 listener, and he heard you, hey?
Yeah. Yeah. His players must be clinical. Bongani, I'm telling you, we're going to go. Remember one thing, Morocco, in the last World Cup, they reached the semi-final.
Yeah.
That same team, we beat it. We beat that Morocco team. We can go far in this tournament.
We would die. I promise you, Tembile, we would absolutely just collapse. Babalo, very quickly, Bafana, where did you watch the game?
I watched it at home, Bongani. Good morning to the team. I actually want Mofi was at Moteo. I want your head, brother. Can you paint it? Can you paint it that head?
You have to watch our YouTube channel to be able to.
I'm watching you guys.
Yeah. No, I know you are. I'm telling everybody else who is not. How do I describe the hat?
So you see the brand of the Lucky Star fish.
Basically,
it's
so
literally,
that's the wrap.
Remember that lady, Mama Venda from Venda?
Yeah.
Remember her? She did the BMW. I think, that's the hat.
Well, it's a hat, basically Lucky Star fish branded. Essentially, it's the cover, right, of the Lucky Star tin.
Yes,
but it looks a lot more yellow than the regular Lucky Star tin.
I mean, the design.
There's a lot more yellow.
Yes,
but that's what it is.
That's what it is. Yeah,
that's our lucky hat.
EWN Traffic.
This EWN Traffic brought to you by Outsurance. SMS out to 45142 and you could save on your car insurance. If you don't, ask them for 500 Rand. Why are there delays in Centurion, Amo?
Bongani, it's right along the R55 through Atteridgeville towards the Centurion. So please be on the lookout there. If you are traveling along the R80 and you want to off-ramp onto the R55, please try to use the Eskiam Pahlele exit, especially if you're heading towards the CBD. While traveling on the N1 South, queuing traffic between Olifantsfontein Road and New Road. That's in the Midrand area, and that's due to peak time delays. More updates coming up. Stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
Seeing the Outsurance pointsman on your route is like the feeling you get when you finally find an open parking spot right at the entrance. It just makes you feel good. The Outsurance pointsmen are traffic heroes, easing congestion, helping everyone get to where they need to be quickly and safely, and they've done it for 20 years now in proud partnership with 702. Outsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP.
Hey guys, this is Robert Marawa, HollywoodBet's brand ambassador. Playing responsibly is part of the winning strategy. Make smart choices and continue to score. If you or someone that you know needs help, call the South African Responsible Gambling Toll-Free Counseling Line on 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. HollywoodBet supports responsible gambling. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop.
Are you a legal practitioner looking to do your mediation course? Come and train in mediation with the Law Society of South Africa, the preferred leader in legal education with over 35 years of experience. We also offer advanced training, specialized skills development, and continuous legal education to ensure legal practitioners excel with competence and integrity. Stay ahead in your profession. Explore more courses at lssa.org.za. The Law Society of South Africa. Leaders in legal education.
Not every change feels like a choice. Some arrive as disruption. Shift Happens with Richard Sutton is a podcast about those moments where life moves first and you have to catch up. When certainty disappears, direction blurs, and everything familiar starts to shift. You'll hear stories from people who faced change, doubt, and pressure and found a way forward. Their stories give us confidence. Living vicariously through their experience gives us hope, and we learn from their journeys. Because what feels like an ending is often the beginning of something else. Shift Happens weekly on PrimeMediaPlus.com, the Prime Media Plus app, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Powered by First Light, therapeutics for the modern mind.
Every small business that dares to disrupt the industry deserves a shot at leveling up. Thanks to Nedbank Business Ignite on 702.
Businesses solving real problems because they've lived them. That's what we're looking for in this year's Nedbank Business Ignite with 702. 200,000 Rand in cash is up for grabs. Mentorship, national exposure, and support beyond banking with Simply Biz. Today, we're looking at a business called Buddy Learning. Tamano Mabuba is the proprietor behind it. Tuli Makubane, as always, of course, the founder and director of Mintfresh Technology Solutions, here to guide us through this. This is a really, really exciting business. For me as a parent, my eyes totally opened up, Tuli, when I read about Buddy Learning.
Good morning, Bongani, and good morning to the listeners. Buddy Learning is a really exciting business and very relevant in solving a real problem for both parents and learners. So Tamano was a learner herself not too long ago, and a top performer at that. And she became an educator and a tutor. And she realized that a lot of students actually lag behind in class because there's not enough time to pay attention to every single learner in class. So she thought there has to be a way to make sure that these learners get additional support and they're able to have fun while learning. So that's how Buddy Learning came about. So it started as tutoring, but then introduced Buddy AI, so technology is making things a lot easier.
All right, let's find out from her. Tamano, of course, in our Cape Talk studios in Cape Town. So if you're watching us on YouTube, she is a real person. She exists. Tamano, very good morning to you. Congratulations on being a finalist so far. So how do you then use AI as an additional tool for learners to be tutored?
Good morning, Bongani and Tuli. Thank you for having me firstly. So, great question. How did we transition into AI? Even though I'm in the education space, I have a massive tech background. I'm actually doing my master's in computer science. So the problem was the learners that we used to tutor were in underserved areas, which is, your townships, your rural communities. And English is not the first language that the learners are speaking in those communities. But that's the assumption on a national scale because most educational resources are in English. So I had this idea, well, what if I can build a tutor that can speak all languages, available 24/7? And that's what we did with Buddy AI. It's a WhatsApp tutor in your pocket. So you text it in isiZulu, Xhosa, Venda, send a voice note, any language, it responds back in your home language in a pedagogical manner.
And of course, English is still part of the languages it responds to, yeah?
Of course, of course.
From what you have heard from learners who've used your tool, what is some of the feedback you've received?
Well, first of all, the access it has allowed for learners in communities where they cannot afford extra additional resources, like a tutor is a privilege, or if they're stuck because their home language is Spedi, the textbook is explaining photosynthesis in English, possibly the parents didn't even go to school, who then intervened, and that's why they were able to take a picture of that textbook and get that translated immediately on WhatsApp in their home language.
Gosh, Tuli, I don't know how you're going to decide who wins these things because every day we're hearing from an excellent finalist. Buddy Learning certainly up there with the best of them. This sounds absolutely fantastic.
Thank you so much.
So this week we've been really blessed to have a lot of tech entrepreneurs.
You did promise us, yeah.
Yes, and so it just shows where the world is going. We're using technology to solve problems. So if you've got a problem, just find out there could be a tech that's able to solve your problem.
All right, Tuli Makubane, of course, our mentor for this year's Nedbank Business Ignite.
702. The World View
with Adam Gilchrist.
Start with a horror story coming out of Pakistan. This woman rescued after a decade. Adam, good morning.
Morning, Bongani. Yeah, you've got to wonder how did people notice? Did people turn a blind eye? What went on here? This is a French woman called Sylvie Yasmina. At least she was originally French, a French citizen, who married a man from Pakistan. In fact, they got married in Australia 23 years ago, moved to Pakistan 12 years ago. And in that 12-year period, it appears that bit by bit, she and their children were closed off from the outside world. So police have now arrested a man allegedly for holding his wife and children captive at home and for abusing them. When police carried out a raid on a house in Barra, one of the children had managed to sneak out and make a police report. And then the police went to the house in Barra in the remote Khyber region of Pakistan. They found Sylvie Yasmina and her 5 children in this cramped, dilapidated room, bruises all over their bodies. They had effectively been in prison for over a decade, no friends, no school, no outside contact. And the result of it is that apart from the criminal charges that he now faces, Sylvie plans to move back to France with her kids. But there's a long legal road ahead, and also maybe some questions for others. We talk about a remote town, but there must have been neighbors. There must have been people who knew. What about them? What did they do?
Gosh, I mean, how do they begin to pick up the pieces of their lives? As you say, the kids, no schooling, really very little contact with the outside world. How do they even begin to reintegrate into society? What a story this is. And then, Adam, I mean, it's pandemonium all over South Africa this morning.
Of course.
Let's stick to the theme of football then. Tell us about the oldest actual football we have discovered.
Yeah, it is originating from Stirling Castle, from the Queen's Chamber in the rafters above at Stirling Castle. It was actually found, this football, about 50 years ago, but it dates back to the 16th century. So we're talking almost 500-year-old football that was taken to the Scotland-Brazil match in Florida last night. I think things went rather better for the old football than they did for the footballers, Scotland losing 3-0, of course. But this thing, it's made of thick leather panels around a pig's bladder, so it sort of conforms to that stereotypical image, doesn't it, of the old bladder inside some leather, about the size of a cantaloupe melon. And as I say, dates back to around about 1550-ish. So in other words, to the time that Mary, Queen of Scots, was growing up in Stirling Castle. Did she play with this football? Given her eventual demise and execution, I can't think she was a terribly good header of the ball. Also, interestingly, at that stage in the 16th and 17th centuries, Scottish kings and queens tried to ban football because it was a very violent game, they said, and it caused chaos whenever people did it. Do you know what? After last night's match, maybe the Tartan Army wish that those Scottish kings and queens had banned it. They're not in a great mood today.
What do they say, Adam? Football is not a matter of life and death, but much more important than that.
More important than that.
Adam Gilchrist with this morning's Worldview.
EWN.
Wrap up this morning's business news. Muteo Haripe, H&M reporting some small gains. So a little bit of light in the retail sector.
Yeah, Swedish fashion retailer H&M reporting a smaller than expected operating profit between March and May. A lot of consumers now spending on essentials. Even globally, the company says it expects sales in June to be unchanged year on year. H&M is in the third year of its restructuring plan under the leadership of Daniel Erver. The number 2 global fashion retailer by sales says operating profit was at $162 million at the end of the first quarter of 2026. Now, gross profit, meanwhile, fell by 7%. The company is in a very competitive market led by Zara stores.
Fast fashions, you say. Not so fast, say South African salaries.
Yeah, a perfect storm of high inflation, rising interest rates in the country and elevated fuel prices is eating away at the buying power of South African rands. According to the latest Pay Inc. Net Salary Index, the average take-home pay rose slightly in May of 2026, but the higher cost of living is currently making during the first 5 months of the year, despite modest growth in nominal earnings. The Pay Inc. Net Salary Index monitors the monthly nominal take-home pay of around 2.1 million South African workers earning between 5,000 and 100,000 rand.
Your indicators, let's find out what that rand is really worth.
Yeah, the rand at 16 rand 56 against the US dollar, and some weakness this morning. 18 rand 81 against the euro and 21 rand 81 cents against the British pound. Price of gold at $3,984 an ounce is below that $4,000 mark, while platinum is up slightly at $1,559. Brent crude down 1% this morning, $72 a barrel. Stephen Crotus with more this afternoon.
Straight to the news desk we go. Sifiso Zulu, what do you have at this hour?
Thanks, Bongani. Good morning. The Correctional Services Department says it will press ahead with disciplinary action against suspended KZN Commissioner Mnikelwa Nqele, despite his criminal case now being before the courts. Nqele appeared in the Pietermaritzburg Magistrates Court yesterday on charges of fraud and money laundering after being arrested by the NPA's investigating Directorate Against Corruption. The suspended commissioner has previously claimed he was targeted for exposing alleged corruption within the department. Nhlanhla Mabaso has more.
The Correctional Services Department has now broken its silence following Mnikelwa Nqele's court appearance. In a statement, the department said it noted the charges against him and would allow the matter to proceed before the courts without prejudice. The department's Singabakho Nxumalo says Nqele remains on suspension and internal disciplinary processes will be pursued.
The department will allow the legal process to unfold without prejudice.
Nqele maintained that he was being punished for blowing the whistle on allegedly inflated prison food supply contracts, claims the department has previously rejected. The fraud and money laundering case now proceeds through the courts as the department continues its own internal disciplinary process. Nhlanhla Mabaso, Eyewitness News, Durban.
Chairperson of Parliament's Impeachment Committee, Makashule Gana, says a timetable for its work cannot be set until an evidence leader is appointed. The committee yesterday resolved to come up with its own short list of suitable candidates to lead evidence against President Cyril Ramaphosa over his conduct related to US dollars stolen from his farm in 2020. With a pending interdict application to halt proceedings set to be heard in the Western Cape High Court next month, Ghana says in the absence of a legal ruling to stop the committee's work, it will continue to focus on matters within its control. Lindsay Dentlinga reports.
In the third meeting of the committee yesterday, political parties debated a draft terms of reference and the appointment of an evidence leader. Ghana says this time around, MPs will be making a recommendation to the Secretary of Parliament as to who to appoint as the Section 89 evidence leader.
The criteria that we agreed on as a committee, including the conflict of interest, so that we don't have an evidence leader that has acted on this matter one way or the other.
Ghana says he's undeterred by the legal challenges hanging over the committee, and it will continue to prepare for the Section 89 inquiry in the interim.
We are doing the work that we've been elected to undertake, and we're going to do so until such time that the court of law tells us otherwise.
Ghana says the start of hearings will depend on the time needed by the evidence leader to consider the disputed panel report and to determine a list of witnesses. Lindsay Dentlinger, Eyewitness News, Parliament.
DA federal leader Jordan Hill-Lewis has described his decision to remove John Steenhuisen as Minister of Agriculture as indescribably difficult, but it had to be done. He says the party is moving in a direction where it will have to make tough decisions as it tries to unseat the ANC and lead the national government after future elections. Hill-Lewis addressed the matter, which has divided party loyalists, while speaking to the Cape Town Press Club yesterday. Babalondenza has more.
Jordan Hill-Lewis has defended his decision to demote former party leader John Steenhuisen from Minister of Agriculture to become the Deputy Minister of Trade, Industry and Competition. His decision took members of his own party by surprise, with some accusing him of betraying Steenhuisen by not letting him keep his ministerial post. But Hill-Lewis says he considered a variety of factors before taking the decision, and he believes he did the right thing.
Despite the fact that it is an indescribably difficult thing to do for me personally, I believe firmly that it was the right thing to do, and so I did it.
He says the key factor is that the party wants to control national government at some point.
But the overriding factor is that we are trying to build a party that is capable of winning a national election.
Hill-Lewis says he also discussed the matter at length with President Cyril Ramaphosa, and they are both on the same page. Babalondenza, Eyewitness News, Cape Town.
And two powerful earthquakes have killed at least 32 people and injured more than 700 in Venezuela. The massive shocks collapsed entire buildings and sent people running in panic. People have been navigating piles of rubble in the hunt for survivors. Venezuela's interim leader, Delcy Rodriguez, has declared a state of emergency. The earthquakes of magnitude 7.2 and 7.5 struck the same area late last night. A cloudy day in store for Gauteng today. The temperatures will peak at highs between 21 and 23 degrees.
And in the traffic, we've got delays on the Marquand North. This is between Boysons Road and Empire Road due to that bus stuck along the road. So please be on the lookout there and drive with care. If you're traveling on the M2 West, unfortunately, traffic remains congested as well. This is between Silver Street and the Crown Interchange.
The top story this hour, Correctional Services Department says it will press ahead with disciplinary action against suspended KZN prisons boss Mnikela Ngcele, despite his criminal case now being before the courts.
The Midday Report.
Weekdays,
12 to 1.
Do you get the sense that they're trying to deal with this before it actually gets messy?
Well, that appears to be the stratagem, and maybe actually by advertising it and broadcasting it, they're sending a warning. But this rather presupposes another issue, which it's quite clear that a lot of the people who are behind the events have, I think, breached the law just on a prima facie reading of it. How come no one's been called to account in anticipation of what could happen next week?
Tony Leon.
The Midday Report.
With Mandy Wiener.
12 to 1 on 702.
702.
If you've got a small dog like I do, you'll know they live very big lives. But did you know that smaller dogs have unique needs and can benefit from eating a food specially tailored to those needs. And that's why Hills Pet Nutrition has developed expert, science-backed nutrition to help small dogs live their best tiny lives. So whether for overall well-being or to address a specific health issue, there's a Hills food for your dog. Hills is available at your vet, pet specialty store, or online. Hills Pet Nutrition. Science does more.
Yes! It's DecoFern's birthday sale. So, with 15 to 40% off and more, then technically, this $12.99 Josie dining chair is $17.94 free. Free!
Honey, that's not how maths works.
It's birthday maths. Celebrate our birthday in-store or at decofurnsa.co.za with 15 to 40% and more off absolutely everything. DecoFern birthday maths. Don't question it, just save. T's and C's apply.
When you can see what others don't, you can do what others can't. Nedbank is more than just a bank. We're a growth partner because we understand that real success happens when you're looking ahead, spotting opportunities others miss, and planning for tomorrow, today. Think bigger. Think Nedbank Commercial Banking. See money differently. Nedbank. We're licensed FSP and registered credit provider. T's and C's apply.
Every day, South African families make impossible choices. Do you buy food, pay for electricity? Do you keep a roof over your head? For millions of households, these aren't hypothetical questions, they are daily realities. And so today on 702 Afternoon Drive with John Perlman, he'll be speaking to the Dis-Chem Foundation about South Africa's hidden hunger crisis and why access to nutritious food remains a challenge. It's going to be a meaningful conversation about the problem, the solutions, and also the people working to make a difference. The Dis-Chem Foundation, caring for the community. Every swipe counts on 702.
702.
WhatsApp Bongani on 072
702 1702.
Hi, Bongani. Well, my 8-year-old daughter begged me last night to wake up and watch the game, so we did, and it was worth it. Created memories, saw history being made. Yeah, but as for work, I'm suffering. I even sent my manager a message that I'll come in a bit late, even though I started working from home. But yeah, it was worth it. Well done to the boys. They played well.
Good morning, Bongani. It's Naledi from Rustenburg. I think our boys need a good rest, and they must give them a break. They must go and enjoy themselves at Niagara Falls in Canada to pep up their mood again and get more energy as much as they enjoyed themselves by going shopping when they were going to this early morning play. Thank you. Bye.
Morning, Bongani and team. I fell asleep. I woke up at about 2:45 and I fell asleep. I couldn't watch. I was so sad. But you know what woke me up? The noise outside. And I stay not far from the ghetto, but not necessarily in the ghetto. Like, I don't know, it's one of those places where the ghetto is just nearby, but it's like the burbs nyan. But the noise woke me up. And when I heard that noise at I think it was at 4:45, I knew for a fact that we won. I just woke up and I checked my phone and I was just so excited. Oh man, Salamino from Pretoria. What a good day.
Hey, Bongani and team. What a way to start the day today. I woke up at 3, decided not to wake hubby up and watched on my phone, and the battery died. So, of course, I had to get up to switch a TV on. And he's like, what's happening? Why are you putting on the TV so early? And I was like, hey, Bafan's playing. I've got to watch the game. And then turned around, covered his head until they scored. And I got to say, I've been the only one within our office environment at home that's been really supporting Bafana, keeping hope alive. And I'm so glad they've done it. Can't wait for Sunday. Breakfast is on all the naysayers this morning in the office. So, yeah, way to go, guys. We believe that you can beat Canada on Sunday. And we wish them all the best.
Yeah, I mean, look, all I really hope for is that they don't think they've done it, because it's so mouth-watering. I've got a friend who is Canadian and married to a South African, so his sons are but his sons are caught between the best of both worlds. I just really hope Bafana take it all in, because how mouth-watering would it be to beat Canada? And I think I'll check with Cindy. It could be Morocco up next if we get through Sunday.
EWN Sport.
Right, Cindy? I mean, it's not the most difficult path ahead.
Yeah, well,
not necessarily. Not right now anyway.
But let's just take it one game at a time. Let's
Yeah.
just enjoy this moment. Let's not, like my kids often remind me, just stay here in this moment, enjoy it. Try not to look too far ahead yet. Just enjoy it for what it is. And what a day to be South African. Bafana lifting the energy of the whole nation with a historic 1-0 win over Korea Republic, advancing out of the group stages at a FIFA World Cup for the first time ever. Let's take you into the players' change room after the game. Here's the 22-year-old Tabelo Masego who scored the historic goal in the 63rd minute.
It feels like a dream, you know. This win is just for those who supported us and for those who actually didn't support us too. Because honestly, they said we have a 7% chance of getting out of the group, and yet here we are. So we're thankful for everyone. Support back home, South Africans.
Bafana will play Canada in the round of 32 on Sunday night at 9 p.m. South African time. Coach Hugo Bruce.
So yes, now the next game we will see. We don't have to do something. We just have to enjoy now and try. Maybe, who knows? Maybe can go to the second round, to the third round.
Here's Sipiwe Shabalala, the man who scored the opening goal at the 2010 World Cup, speaking on SuperSport after the match.
They gave their all. They left everything on the field. They played with confidence and they fought for one another as well. It was a great performance overall. Collective effort from each and every one. And big up to the South Africans who've been rallying behind the team. Big up to everyone at home who's been very, very supportive. This is our moment as a nation, and well done to the boys.
Mexico finished top of the Group A after beating Czechia 3-0. Switzerland also top. They beat runners-up Canada 2-1. Morocco's second African side in the last 32 after beating Haiti 4-2. Brazil are through with a 3-0 win over Scotland. Bosnia-Herzegovina set Qatar home winless in a 3-1 result. At the Women's T20 Cricket World Cup today, the Proteas playing Netherlands at 7:30 tonight. Coach Mandla Mashimbi.
Most of the time, it's actually just mental things that we need to get over. The day our players realize that they need to conquer themselves first, for them to conquer the world, and that's what it's about. It's just putting in the work, and you die within yourself every day and make sure that you improve all the time.
Also today, India plays Bangladesh. Last night, England booking their place in the semi-final with a 38-run win over the West Indies. In the men's game, England and New Zealand battle in the deciding third test today. Captain Ben Stokes and Gus Atkinson back from suspension. Bowler Ollie Robinson has been left out. Also, the West Indies are hosting Sri Lanka in a first test. Cindy Paluta, Eyewitness News Sport.
Breaking news. Motorists are bracing themselves for even more fuel price hikes in June.
Or prepare differently. BYD hybrid vehicles use up to 70% less fuel than normal cars. And BYD fully electric vehicles, no fuel at all. Test drive the brand new BYD Atto 2 DMI plug-in hybrid this June and kiss rising fuel prices goodbye forever. Visit byd.coza or your nearest dealership. BYD, build your dreams.
Brush, stroke, paint, color, protect, and admire. From roof paint to exterior textures and interior silk, Warrior Paints has it all. The product range and stylish colors are amazing. And what's more, Warrior Paints has crushed prices for incredible savings. Enjoy that good old-fashioned personal service you deserve. For price, quality, variety and service, Warrior Paints is street ahead. Warrior Paints, affordable, lasting, luxury.
Joburg, it's time to show up for our city. On Sunday, 26 July, join thousands of Joburgers for the 702 Josie My Josie Walk the Talk in proud partnership with Standard Bank. Walk through the heart of Johannesburg, celebrate its rich history, and experience the positive growth taking place in the CBD. As a committed partner, passionate about the growth of our city, Standard Bank invites you to be part of a movement that's helping build a safer, stronger, and spirited Josie for generations to come. Register now and take the walk that brings Johannesburg together. The 702 Josie My Josie Walk the Talk, proudly partnered by Standard Bank.
702 and Corporates That Care caught up with the Passenger Rail Agency of South Africa about how they're reconnecting communities through safe, reliable, and affordable rail transport.
When you talk about the scholars, pensioners, youth, any
customer. One of the key things we focus on is customers must feel safe in the environment. So you find not only securitization of our assets, but also our customers, securing and making them feel safe. We've got security on the trains. It's got the CCTV cameras on the trains, our stations. So the environment we need to look at, and that is critical. Part of our secondary mandate, Bongani, is also to generate revenue of our assets. We own significant property, land, but also other assets like fiber.
Visit prasa.com to learn more about their services, projects, and community initiatives. Corporates that care with the Passenger Rail Agency of South Africa on 702. Let's walk the talk.
EWN Traffic.
Let's wrap up the morning's traffic, Amo.
Bongani, the Mike 1 North has been an absolute mess this morning. This is between Xavier Street and Empire Road. Obviously, earlier in the morning, we had that bus stuck on the road causing these major delays. And we still, unfortunately, have queuing traffic coming out of Xavier Street. This is also now due to peak time delays as well as roadworks. If you're traveling on the M2 West, queuing traffic between Silver Street and the Crown Interchange, also due to peak time delays there. While heading towards Sandton, do expect a bit of a hold up on the M1 South, approaching the Greyston Drive off-ramp. We'll have more updates at the top of the hour. Do stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
Got a bright spark between 10 and 13 at home? Well, get them ready for the Whiz Quiz with me, Bongani Bingwa. 10 questions, 10 chances, up to 10,000 Rand waiting to be won. Every right answer bags $100. Nail them all and you score the full 10 grand. Sign up now on primemediaplus.com and then catch 702 Breakfast every morning to hear if your young genius will take the quiz where brains turn into bucks. Because smart kids win big on 702.
Has your identity number been blocked? The Department of Home Affairs is calling on all individuals whose identity numbers were blocked before November 2022 to visit a Home Affairs office and submit representations to resolve their status. You have until 10 July 2026 to appear in person and provide the required supporting documents. Failure to respond may result in cancellation of the affected identity number following the completion of the administrative process. A blocked identity number can affect your ability to access jobs, education, banking services, social grants, and even participate in elections. For more information, visit www.dha.gov.za. Click on Blocked IDs. The Department of Home Affairs, delivering dignity for all.
Switching was so quick and easy. I'm happy with the premium that I'm paying now.
Outsurance business insurance clients know that it pays to switch. And did you know you could get a guaranteed premium for 12 months even if you claim? For electrical, tradesman services, and all other businesses. Get a quote today and see why it pays to switch to Outsurance Business Insurance. Visit outsurance.co.za or call 08600 60,000 today. Licensed insurance FSP. TCs and information online.
Coming up
on the Clement Manya-Taylor Show
on 702.
Clement, of course, between 9 and 12 on your radio. Clement, I have a confession. I was wrong. And I want the record to show that I want to apologize. It was so good to see Mama Joy. I had joy seeing Mama Joy.
So you don't mind paying for her ticket to the next game?
What's on the show this time?
Because Mama Joy still needs to get on a flight. Coming up on the show, we're going to reflect on that incredible game early this morning and celebrate our boys. So that's what we'll do on the open line this morning, and also touch on that briefing by Match on Match yesterday about the 30th of June deadline. At 10 o'clock, though, we're going to do our hanging out feature. Today I'm hanging out with an award-winning actor, Zikhona Sodlaka. She is really one of South Africa's... I mean, have you seen her on... She's played almost every character you can think of.
Mzala.
What was the name of that?
She played it on
when she was the witch doctor.
She was a witch, more than a witch doctor. I said to her the other day, because she was looking so fantastic on her Instagram, I said, Nkulu, Nkul. She's absolutely fantastic.
She is. So she's going to be hanging out with us between 10 and 11 o'clock. At 11 o'clock, we're going to do our Thursday dialogue. And today I'll be hosting Professor Adam Habib and Moilet Mbeki. And I will be asking, what matters to our listeners as voters? Is it ideology over service delivery? Because I've been getting a lot of calls on the open line of people who say, yeah, I don't like Helen. But if Helen is going to ensure that there's service delivery, then I will vote because that's what I want ultimately.
We'll worry about ideology in 2029. This year, it's all about service delivery. Clement Manyatela between 9 and 12.
What I love about this year's 702 Josie My Josie Walk the Talk is that it's taking people back into the Joburg CBD. And for people to be able to see the work that Josie My Josie has been doing, how they've been fixing up the city, I'm so excited for people to see that. You should take part in this year's Walk the Talk because if you haven't been into the Joburg CBD in a long time because you're worried about safety, about crime, it's an incredible opportunity for you to go and see what's been happening in the Joburg CBD, what Josie My Josie has been doing, what the residents of Joburg have been doing. This year, I'm going to take part in the Walk the Talk because I can't wait to see the reaction of people when they go back to the Joburg CBD and to just feel that energy and feel the pulse of the city and for people to return and for the city to be rejuvenated and for people to want to get involved in being part of that. To enter the 702 Josie My Josie Walk the Talk, go to primemediaplus.com. I'll see you on the streets.
Sure, they aced it. The Championships Wimbledon experience with the Mzansi Advantage is back at Amex Tennistown Monte Casino between 11 and 12 July 2026. Enjoy VIP hospitality, the ultimate big screen experience, a kids fun zone, and so much more. Buy your tickets now on Howler and get 50% off on limited tickets when you use your Amex card. Tennis is better with Amex. American Express Cards is operated under license in South Africa by Nedbank, a licensed financial services and registered credit provider. T's and C's apply.
This winter is a cold one, Mzansi. Keep the heat in and the cold out with Cash Build. Save on electricity and keep your home warm with our top quality ceiling insulation. Plus, upgrade to our energy efficient geysers and geyser blankets to keep your water hot for longer. Don't turn into an ice block this winter. Visit your nearest Cash Build store for quality insulation and energy efficient geysers. Cash Build.
That's Sia, before he got naked. Sia had a bumper bash and had to reattach his fender using duct tape and a prayer. So Sia got naked. He got comprehensive car insurance in seconds and can now submit claims instantly on the Naked app. No more arts and crafts for you, Sia. Cover your car and home now at naked.insure and see how easy insurance can be when you get naked. Naked Financial Technology is an authorized FSP. Get naked.
Sunday, 26 July, the entire city uniting for the 702 Josie My Josie Walk the Talk. So on the Saturday, Googs will be doing her weekend breakfast show from the highest point on the 15-kilometer route from Constitution Hill next to the flame of democracy. The 15-kilometer Mandela Bridge route takes you from Ellis Park to Constitution Hill, Bromfontein, back to Ellis Park, and Googs is going to find out more about the experiences you can have. So we're bringing you a special edition of the 702 Josie My Josie Walk the Talk through the inner city of Joburg. Listen to Googs this Saturday, 6 to 10 a.m., live from Con Hill.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
And what an apt moment then to look back on the 26th of June, 1996. Tomorrow, of course, will be the 30th anniversary of the adoption of really one of the most progressive constitutions in the world. And we are joined now by the CEO of the South African Judicial Education Institute, Slindokuhle Shamase. A very good morning to you, and thank you for your time.
Good morning, Bongani, on a beautiful celebratory day for South Africa.
So much to celebrate. The South African Judicial Education Institute celebrating and marking an important anniversary tomorrow, the adoption of our Constitution. It's at Freedom Park, yeah?
Yes, correct. What we want to do tomorrow, Bongani and your listeners, is we want to celebrate our judiciary and those in the legal fraternity who have contributed to the constitution that we have today and be able to honor them also as heroes and heroines of South Africa. The day will be a three-part program. There will be a wreath-laying ceremony. led by our former Chief Justice, Zondo, as well as our Deputy Chief Justice, Mlambo, followed by then an educational seminar that will be headlined by Professor Somadoda Fikeni, Shai, as well as the former Chief Justice himself.
How do you deal with the argument many are presenting that there's a disconnect between the lofty words and ambitions and ideals of the Constitution and the lived experience of many a South African? And in fact, one might even argue there's been a pushback, in a sense, against what the Constitution represents.
I believe, Bongani, that South Africans are within their right to be able to have their views on what the Constitution presents for themselves. But for us, as a South African judicial education institution, that's why we are there, to be able to engage, capacity build our judiciary and judges to make sure that they can be able to help South Africa live to these ideals of the Constitution. South African law doesn't stand still, and as such, we are there, we exist so that we can be able to assist our judges and magistrates, have continuous support to be able to interpret this beautiful Constitution that always gets tested against new social, economic, as well as political realities of our country.
I suppose my question also is thrusting at whether or not we are doing enough education beyond the judiciary in terms of the general public to understand this precious gift that we have.
Hence, we are doing this commemoration tomorrow, Bongani. We want to do that. Tomorrow's event will be graced by not just our judiciary, the legal fraternity, and the academia, but we will be graced by a couple of ambassadors for the entire country. We will be live streaming because the reason we are doing this is we want to preserve not just the country's heritage, but also the great work that the judiciary has done in contributing towards constitutional democracy. So this will be a learning curve. Freedom Park, aptly, is the correct place because their mandate is the preservation of heritage and culture, and we want to be able to preserve this heritage, and it becomes an educational moment so that it's not lost, and all our young people in years to come, they can be able to know about landmark cases and judgments that have been made in ensuring that our Constitution is a lived experience. So it becomes that educational and heritage preservation moment.
Here. Slindoku Shamase, good luck. It's happening tomorrow from 9 in the morning at the Sanctuary at Freedom Park Heritage Site in Pretoria. Entrance is free to members of the public. And as Slindoku says, we need to own the Constitution, not just people in the legal fraternity, academia, or indeed the judiciary, but all citizens need to own this document as something living that is not just relevant in terms of memory, but is relevant going forward. Appreciate your time, and I'm sure it's going to be an absolute cracker of an event.
702.
More than a radio station.
Let's walk the talk.
And on that winning note, we'll leave it. We'll see you bright and early for the Friday edition of 702 Breakfast. The Clement Manyatela Show starts now.
This is EWN.
Good morning, I'm Sfiso Zulu. We start with Good morning, I'm Sfiso Zulu. We start with breaking news out of the capital. The NPA's anti-corruption unit has reached a plea agreement with alleged underworld figure Vusmuzi Kat Matlala in his high-profile tender fraud case. Matlala is this morning appearing in the Pretoria Specialized Commercial Crimes Court after his case was separated from those of his co-accused. He faces fraud-related charges linked to a controversial multi-million rand SAPS tender that has come under intense scrutiny amid allegations of corruption and undue influence. The court has this morning heard that Matlala intends on pleading guilty to fraud charges, a position the state says he has maintained since his initial court appearance. The plea deal is now before the court for consideration, with proceedings continuing as the magistrate decides whether to ratify the agreement. We'll bring you more on this development in our bulletins. The Madlanga Commission says it will deal with the issues surrounding controversial businessman Suleiman Karim's failure to appear for his testimony when proceedings resumed this morning. Karim was scheduled to testify today, but his legal team has informed the Commission that he's unwell. He was initially meant to testify in April and again on the 1st of June, but both